That's all right. Everybody all right though? That too. Y'all learn anything yesterday? That too. That too. That's our goal. That's our goal to get him. I've been thinking about that thing and thinking about it. I mean, it's a constant. Just thinking about where we got to be, where we're trying to get, where we at, and trying to see how we can advance from that point on. Because where we at right now, you know, it ain't no time for no religious fight. It's just time to make sure we got it right. You know, and it's a choice where everybody has to make for themselves. You know, religious leaders. I think every religious leader need it really, well, whether they want to or not. We have to examine ourselves or where we're at. Look at the people and see how we're advancing the people. A lot of times the whole up is not necessarily the people, it can be the leader. When you go back and look at Yasharal, he took the leaders down a lot. A lot of times leaders were changed out a lot. I mean, he did because it was easy, and it's easy for things to get in the way, whether it's your wife, whether it's your kids. You look at like Ali. Ali was the Kohan for him during the time for Shaul became the Malak, what they call it, the king, which is the emperor. And during that time, he let his sons get out of hand. And Yahuwah had to come back and let him know that you regarded your Benin more than you regarded me. And it cost him everything. Yahuwah took him down and he killed his sons. He took them all out. He looked at because you gave more respect to them than you did to me, that you saw. He said you didn't restrain them. You didn't stop them. So you just see so many times where people, Ahab, who was married to Jezebel. I mean, here's another man that said his wife got in the way. I mean, he saw a piece of land he wanted, and not Zimri came, I forgot the name, but he had the land and he wouldn't give it to him. He didn't want to sell it. Ahab was so sick. And he was so sick, and when Jezebel saw he was sick, she got it for him. She went, listen, she killed him for the land, so he would have it. And Yahuwah came back to avenge the blood of it because they had slain him for the land. So there have been a lot of times that, you know, every leader should consider that periodically or every day, whenever. But, you know, making sure that things we do and things we want don't get in the way and become a distraction when they come down to the people getting the ball. Because, you know, when the bar comes, the word comes, it really gives us an opportunity to really get to see and advance and understanding. But if the leader got things going on and it's cloudy and fuzzy and he got his own ideology, it'll hinder you. It'll hinder. It could be me, it could be anybody. So, you know, it's definitely a constant of you looking at what you got and making sure those things haven't attached to you to where it start to hinder what you got when it come down to feeding the people, because that's the first priority, making sure the people being taught. Everything else is second, your feelings, your emotions, whatever you want to do. You know, I tell them about it, you can do a lot as a ra'ah or religious leader, whatever, you know. But at the end of the day, you got to consider if it becomes a distraction and a hindrance for what you're doing here, you're not going to progress in it. It's just not going to happen. You look at Shaluma. The man had to have sex drive, man. I'm talking about 100-something camel. I'm saying just being honest. Whatever animal that's sexual with man like that, that joker had about 50 of them jokers. But you saw what happened with all his wives? Yep. See that? See, you could do, you like, I'm good. I got 2-3 wives, I'm good. It's nothing. I can do this on the hand. 150 wives, I'm good. 300, 400 wives, I'm good. I can do this in my sleep. 500, 700 wives, I mean nothing. I mean, I can handle 300 more. But eventually, you saw it came down. It called Yasharal to be split. One man wound up causing the fall, even with Adam. You let stuff get in the way. He first one start off, he let his Ashar got in the way. And look where we sit now. Y'all see what I'm saying? So I'm just telling you, when you coming down through here, you looking at it, it's a lot. I mean, much respect from me to everybody who do their job and they do it right. Much respect to them. Because I know it's not an easy job. It's, you know, it's a job that you really have to have more caring for the job than you do for everything else you got. So I can't hard my family but so much. Cause I can't let them come in and something happen and it become a distraction, then the job can't get done. And I'm not complaining about that because, I mean, the guy who hired me, you know, he cares more about this job than he doing anything. He kind of remind me of the guy who used to work for a brother. When I told him about how, you know, I had to tell him about my dad, they were gonna amputate his foot. Oh, he said, man, my brother just called. He said he can't have nobody else off on Saturday. It was on a Friday. He said, can they do it Saturday? Cause I'm off on Saturday. He want to know could they do it off, but he looked at, cause I had to go that Friday. I said, gonna amputate his foot. He said, my brother just called, so I can't have nobody else off on Friday. He said, can they do it Saturday? I said, listen, I can't tell you ain't going to be here Friday. I wasn't coming and asking when he come to I was letting you know I wasn't going to be here Friday. And he looked like, I guess they, man. But he gave out, if they can do it Saturday, you don't have to be off. Because he looked at, they need that job to be fulfilled. Now me, I'm looking at, I'm like, this crack out his mind. He worried about this job. Now, Mr. Yahuwah, I want to do something, Shabbat, can they do it Sunday? I can't call him crazy cracker. He want to know if there's something coming on and it come down to where his work got to be done. He kind of like the man was. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I told you about one guy we had, they had a flood, they had a hurricane coming through Savannah, and they shut down, how many of y'all know, I-16? Both sides were just coming out, because they had to get all that traffic out. You remember that a few years ago, Ryan? When you did Savannah back then? You should have been South. Yeah, probably somewhere in there, but they told everybody, they should get out. Nothing coming down. He said, I got to go down. I get my grandmama, my daughter, and get my mom. He said, I got to get my kids out. He told me, he said, listen. He said, man, you might well come on to work. He said, by the time you get out there, they all be wiped out. Boy, man, he told him, listen, and he said, listen, he told the boss, he said, listen, he said, at this point, I don't have nothing else to talk to you about, and just hung the phone on him. Now, he got fired for that. He was pissed, he just looked at it. But you think about it, your grandmama, your mama, and your kids, he like, I got to go get them, because everybody got to come out. He just told me, man, come on to work. He said, by the time you get out there, he said, they all be wiped out. That's how it was. Another one he called, his dad had died. They revived him. They said he won't make it through the day. He called to tell me, he said, Ron, he said, I ain't gonna be able to come in. He said, man, my dad had died. He said, no. He said, they said he ain't gonna make it through the day. He told me, you might well come on to work. If he gonna die anyway, come on to work. He was constant about coming to work, being at work, trying to make sure everybody was there so he can get something done. Well, that's the way Mr. Yahuwah is. They work more important than anything else we got. You know what I'm saying? That's just being honest, and you have to understand things from a natural point. He looked at the person over him would have a problem if he look at why these guys not at work. We got a business. We need these guys working. So you need to make sure they're here. And that's the same thing we got to look at. He walk around that job frantic, trying to make sure something didn't mess up. He was out there one day at the gas pump. We had gas on the lane, had our own gas. That thing wasn't cut off. He just lost it. My brother going to go crazy. He just losing because he wouldn't stop pumping gas. He was losing. He know how his brother was. He was real sensitive about making sure things were kept and things weren't out of order because he was keeping it for his brother. Well, that's the way we got to be if we're going to hold these positions. Every leader. That man real particular about how things done. Making sure things kept, making sure things in order. And so while y'all got an opportunity to change, you consider that. If you really looking at trying to advance in this way, you really got to sit down. You got to do it. You got to really count up the cost. Count up everything you got and make sure you got sufficient to finish. He said, otherwise you're going to start, then you're going to stop. And he said, people going to look at you and going to say, this man intended to build. It didn't have sufficient. Who you can use? Hands, who you can use? He told you to count up the cost. He said, make sure you have sufficient. He said, because if you start and you leave off, he said, and people going to come by and they're going to look and say, this man intended to build. It did not have sufficient, did not have enough. I need hands. This man going to start early. Let me ask you something, Ella. Would you finna raise your hand, though? You lucky you did like this. What would you thinking? Who thinking? This an early time y'all can pull yourself out. Y'all thinking? Who down there thinking? Asa said he ain't thinking, but at least you woke. Repeat the question. Okay, he said, he talked about when we build Yahushua. He said, if we start to build, he said, make sure you have sufficient, which is make sure you have enough. He said, because if you stop, then when people come by and see it, they're going to say that this man started to build and he didn't have sufficient to finish. That's why he left off from doing it. Another clue. Let me see hands. Somebody go to the adult. How do my adults know what I'm talking, who they can use? Let me see hands. Hold on for a minute. Okay. Who? Okay. Let me see how they work. Listen to what Cam said. Look, Cam said, I don't know why my dad raised his hand. He said, when I raised mine, the man always asked me, you got to and just let me hold it. Cam said, oh, man. That's what he said. I know where it's in the book. I don't know who we're talking about. I'm confused. Oh, God. I know it's the wrong answer now. Now, how many adults figure they know who they can tie that with? 1, 2. Let me see them hands up. Don't do that sneaky stuff, be doing that stuff him. I had my hand for the, all right, 2. He ain't got a hand up. Y'all think y'all got it? Look, Karen, you think you got it? You gonna hold on to it? You're gonna say the answer. He said he gonna say it. He said that's what my daddy to say the answer. Robert, what you think? You think y'all got it? Robert said, no, don't trust it. Y'all go on here. Y'all want me to go ahead and pass it to the group? If they get, let's do this then. This is what we'll do then. If they get it wrong, that's y'all point. How about we do it like that? Hold on. Addie said no. Y'all gotta be happy. Say why no? Huh? If they get it wrong, then it's y'all point. Now they got show. None they have like that. You pass the question, they get it wrong. If y'all get that question, y'all get it wrong, then they get the point.
But that's basically
letting them do all the work. But if you get the points, who should did all the work? You got the points.
That's right.
See that? Ain't it? See, we getting the work from him. See, we got the points from what he did, didn't we? Just you got an idea who to use. You know what? Your pastor at home right now is so disgusted. It ain't your fault, pastor. I know you done taught it over and over again. He like, I know. He said, I know my member know about the been where he been. All right, Ian, you say you got the answer. Let me see them hands again on the adults so they know who they were parallel that with. Carrie, was your hand up before? How you put it up now? There's more than one. Okay. Let me see. All right, I'm going to say, all right. We're going to go to one of y'all adults and he'll get it. They're going to get the points now if y'all wrong. Y'all sure? Y'all good? Y'all know they're going to get the points if you're wrong. He got it? Who you going to parallel with? Who? Yeah, y'all go ahead and write that point down. They go one. Now he said when Yahushua Talmudim had one talent. No, I wouldn't use that. I'll tell you who I would reference when see when they built the tower in Babel. Hold on for a minute. How many of y'all had the same answer? Hold on for a minute. Your wife better raise her hand. Tell me, she had her hand up. You had a hand up too, Lee? It is. Sit down. Who else? He gonna tell me he was with you. He ain't raising hand. Cooper, did you have your hand up before? That what came with. No, they're good. But you see how, so you kind of look at it, they have sufficient, so they left. You can kind of use it. Now when people went by to see the tower, before look at it, it was incomplete. That's right. So what they looked at, they couldn't finish it. They didn't have enough to finish it. So it was left off. So when Yahushua gave them that, when he gave them that, Marshall Lee, I guess we'll use it, because it got right to the point. He was looking at when you intend to build, make sure you got enough. Otherwise, he said, if you leave it half done, people going to come by and going to realize that this man, I done seen houses like that plenty of time. I was seeing where they kind of, in the mix of style, you see people just left off building. You're like, these people just left off building. You know what I already realized? They ain't have enough money to complete it. Their loan probably fell through. That's I'm going to speculate. You left it. You didn't have enough to finish. You started, but you couldn't finish it. So come along this way while I tell everybody, count up the cost. Make sure you got enough. So now, I'm trying to hood that lady in black. Just to say about, find out, I ain't smell. Justin didn't just start that by himself about your Christmas outfit. How about somebody came to Justin and said, listen, do not start by ain't smell what she got on. Do not go messing with her about what she got on. And he said, I hadn't even seen it, and just left him out there. She said, I was telling him because I know how he is. I was saying, don't do it. But it sounded like to me that we got another pickle in the jar. Yeah, we trying to make the white man. That's how you know what? There's a lot of white people got there's a lot of white people got a bad rap. You know that? Behind these coons around here. But no, I appreciate y'all. But our goal is to really make sure we get this right. We don't want to miss this opportunity because it's a great opportunity that he's given us. And I tell y'all now, it's not a job that can be done instantaneously. I know everybody want it like, I'm just waiting to get it to happen and get it. You can't, it didn't work that way. Because first thing he's doing is trying to see, first of all, is to prove us. To see whether or not we're shaman. Because it is. Some people are I was talking to, I think Justin and them last night, we were talking a little bit, and I was telling how, a lot of people have a talent, but a lot of people have walked away from sports because they don't want to do what it requires. You know, from running, the running you do before you, they like, this stuff stupid. I'm gonna do all this running. I'm gonna be too tired out to run when the rent track me. And it's not. It's just you just want to come to compete. You don't want to put the labor time in order to make sure you can compete and win. So there's a lot of time when coaches give people suicide. When you on the basketball court, you have to do. When you been in the game, you did a suicide. You do that stuff, man. You're like, this stuff's so stupid. What I'm doing? Because you know what? I'm weeding out people. The one who. He good, but he dragging. He gonna have do. He feel like I'm good enough. I ain't really gotta do that. The other guy ripping when he running. I'd rather keep these guys than keep you. I'm telling you, I seen folks get cut. I got cut behind some fools like you mess around. You don't understand why. You feel what? They hate you. They don't like you. They picking them. They not. They trying to see whether or not you'll withstand. I want to see whether you can do this because I'm gonna weed guys out. I'm gonna weed out the ones who ain't really here to play, who just sitting here and want to mess around, who gonna be anyway. Guys doing the game. When I'm telling them, listen. This is what you're doing. I'm telling you, listen, this is what you're doing. You messing up, and you doing it. You ain't looking at me. I'm talking to you. You know what? You ain't paying attention to the way. Come on. I want to coach. You good? I want to coach so bad. When I get through all that stuff them niggas do out in the field, when I come out that coach, listen, they'll be like, Coach Smith have a lot. This all these nigga contract. Listen, run down there and throw that ball and miss it. I'm gonna tell them guys. I said when you playing, if you mess them, you should have caught it. I said look over at me. Watch me. That's how you know whether you're on the team or not. Isn't that right? You know don't come to bed. Go to the locker. Your stuff on the expressway. Don't stop in the locker room. If you go on the expressway, because most stadiums near the expressway, your stuff is sitting in the middle of the expressway getting smashed up right now. You got to teach them guys early. Huh? That's how it works. Listen. Man, my old ball run coming in here, look at you. Hold on, let me see. He'll come in here, just look, just say you just walk, but he'll just be standing there while. He said, come. He said, where you going? Come, let's go. Come, my brother just called. He'll fire him. Listen, I said, got 5 guys right there. You be looking, you like, me just fired that guy. He'll go outside the front of the building. They had to go around the truck. He'll be standing outside the front. He'll just be standing out that way. They got to come around here. He said, where you going? He said, you just fired. Get back and then get to work. The guy was crazy. Listen, we'd have died laughing. He'll just be, and he's staring there, he'll start looking long enough, he'll watch him. He said, come, let's go, come on, get on the property, come. And you be like this joker, look, but he's going right that front door, and he'll be waiting on the car. Well, no, where you going? They say, you just fired me. Get back in there and get to work. He didn't know how to say he was sorry. He realized when he undone it, I screwed up. So he'll come outside and meet you, and how he'll play it out like, get in there and get to work. Like you messing around, you need to get to work. And that was his way of apologizing. So they'll be waiting on me around there at the front. He gonna come to the spreadway. No, I'm at the game. Leave them joker right, all your stuff on the spreadway. Or I take this stuff and put it in the toilet. It'll be a better game when the fan watching. Every time they're gonna look at that sideline and say, you already know what I'm finna do. No, that's all right. We're gonna get rid of dive in this book a little bit and look. But I tell y'all what, this corona thing had gotten so serious. Y'all said they canceling the Olympics. They said no, they're not postponing. They said they're canceling. They're looking at canceling. U.S. already done pulled out of it. Listen, this stuff is way better than what these folks thought. You know why? And the only reason it's better than what they tell you. Mr. Who are tired of us? Yeah. He's frustrated. Everybody keep thinking, what it is, keep going. No, they need to acknowledge. Man, we have seen the earth in the work. You never heard of so many mudslides, earthquakes, rock slides, floods, droughts. I was looking at California. I sent on Twitter. I know I sent to y'all. Man, they had a whole town up here. I think it's Stanton, California. The thing is just, the grass just withered. It's nothing. It's just dirt. They have no restaurants, no diners. They have no hotel. And these bastards talking about, yeah, we looking for, for it to come back and rebuild. The place is just a hellhole. There's nothing there. If they want coffee, they had to go to the hardware store, sit at the counter, and the man make them coffee and let them drink it. There's nothing. One guy said he had 2,300 acres. He got 1 acre left. Why would you stay? I went from 2,000 acres to 1 acre. What am I waiting on? When I told y'all California's some of the dumbest people on the planet, here, I trade them out with E.T., R2-D3, YBT, Kenobi. What's the other one? All of them jokes. Anybody beat them niggas. Obi-Wan, Kenobi, all beat. Yeah, Dog Vader. I take anybody over them jokers. Them and them, no. Yeah, especially Yoda. I know Yoda was smarter. He ain't look that damn good, but he's smarter than them niggas, boy. Ooh, them niggas dumb. Who that dumb? You stay so, the place, there's nowhere to get nothing to eat. There's no hotel. The place is just a desert, just drowning. He punishing everybody. All he trying to do really is get us to turn. That's right. He know everybody ain't gonna turn, but if he can get his arm to turn, we the problem with all these things happening. We done got over here. The limpet, more niggas now into the limpet than ever before. Yep. When I was growing up, I hated the limpet. They were blocking up the TV. When I was a kid, I hated it. It's in the way it take up the TV. You like, cause you ain't have no cable. It was just, like, man, get rid of this junk. Now look at more niggas. We live for the limpet. Yep. We live for the limpet now. People don't realize that's their fight of the gods. Come on. They were showing one of the agents before. They said they hate their counselor. They said that's like the man something. He said that's our God. Yep. I said he came out his own, which we are. The man said he said that's our God. Yep. That's why he's taking them down. All the gods of these people coming down. So it's time for us to turn and for us to consider. Before after a while, he turned on us. It's already working against us to a degree. But if we don't get this thing right, even my children, listen, y'all doomed. It's to our benefit, your benefit, that we get this right. Because he come back to visit what we done on y'all. Yeah. So now we coming back to do what the man told us, what we should have been doing. We were supposed to teach this to y'all. So y'all can teach it to another Tuladog. We finally moving back into, it took all this to get us right back where we supposed to be. Because I'll be honest, we talk, we come up and sing, but you guys really weren't the kind of the center point of what we were trying to do, making sure you get it. A lot of us, we'll live our life, we ain't gonna change. Once you get a certain age, y'all guys got an opportunity while y'all young. Don't get stuck in no rut where you can't change. Don't get stuck where correction kill you. Because if you're gonna live, you're gonna make it out of here, you're gonna have to be corrected. At some point, in different points of your life, you're gonna get correction, you're gonna have to learn defeat. Listen, in order for you to win, somebody gotta lose. So guess what? You gotta have your mindset. You're not gonna win every time, but you learn how to accept and understand. Then when you get a win, guess what? You learn how to appreciate. These guys, people don't pay, you know what? You gonna put, when they have a championship team, when they have a champion, y'all don't watch like a basketball championship, football championship. You know what those are? That's the two best teams. Yeah. Yep. Both of them can't win. Right. Both of them can't. It don't matter how hard you practice, how hard you play. It's all going to be time and chance. Yep. All it takes is one miss, one interception, and then what? One bad referee call. How many games have been lost on a bad call? Yeah. And though you practice, you put everything in it, you've done everything you're supposed to do. All it takes is one bad call. You done lost the game. The referee to miss something, or he missed a call. That could be just as critical as calling a bad call. And that person ain't calling because sometimes that's just what they saw. From the angle where they were standing, that's what they seen, and they could have possibly seen wrong. So when you go through here, you know what you do? You learn to appreciate everything he give you. That's right. You have to be just as much as a humble loser than it is for you to be a humble winner. It is. Got to accept it. If the two of us, both the best play, and I lose, and I feel like I'm the best, you the best, and I lost, you won. Yeah. Get that person there, you won. That's your day. This was your opportunity, you won. And when mine come, you will want the same. And when yours come, you learn to be humble and accept it. That's because he gave it to you. Yeah. That's right. Like they said, the race ain't give it to the sweat. I remember one time, Tyson Gay beat Usain Bolt. Everybody know Usain Bolt was voted one of the fastest men in the world, but he lost. All it takes is time and chance. Get comfortable. You like, everybody here, I beat him before. So this is an easy run. And before you know it, this that man's day, or this that woman's day, or it could be your day, to win or lose. So you learn how to accept defeat just as well as you learn how to accept victory. That comes with time and maturity. Y'all understand that? Yes, sir. If y'all don't, y'all will over time. Y'all will come back and say, the old man told us about that. A lot of folks, they lose, it kill them, destroy their whole life. No, it can't destroy your life. That's how things work. He saw fit today, that wasn't your day. That's all it is. I keep living, I get a day. We don't want, how many of y'all done won before? And the person lost pissed too. Tell you what, it been there, how many of y'all lost before? You were pissed, you know what you learned? That's time and chance. That's all it is, time and chance. Okay? All right, so we'll try to move on. Let's see what does say, Mr. I think we had to finish cleaning up some stuff, and I definitely appreciate Eric brought us in some stuff in here, so appreciate him doing that. Eric went all the way to Jerusalem last night. That man broke every, give him some. My pal. Eric had a car he working on, he fixed it last night. Drove to Jerusalem, broke every COVID protocol, and made sure we'll come here so we'll see what that wheat looked like. Y'all see that? That's the sheaf. You see that? That's what a sheaf looked like. Y'all see that? Now, y'all saw last night how they get that off from there. What they do? Beat it. Y'all see that? They beat y'all and they got one? All right. They got 1 point already. Y'all see that? I want y'all to see it too. Y'all see that? That's what that wheat looked like. Y'all see it? Now they got machines that do it. It stink. I don't know what you smell. Did you poop? I mean, I don't know unless I ask. Yeah. But yeah, that's what it looked like right now. There's another wheat one right here. The tail. See, now, let me tell you what happened. I'm finna ask you about that. You see they look alike. They favor. When they're growing, they both attached together. Okay? So when they start growing, I'm gonna see hands. Yahushua said to do something when they start growing. Let me see hands. Who got the answer? All right, Buck back down. Buck, are we gonna put that for real, Buck? Your head itching that, Buck. Buck, is you in the spirit? Is it? Yeah, him, y'all team. Yeah, him. Look at Buck. So who we gonna do? Y'all, who got the answer? He told us to do something when they started growing. Y'all know the answer? Oh, Joseph, hold on, Joseph. Are you asking a question or are you trying to answer? He asking. Are you asking a question? You gonna answer?
Maybe.
Hold on. Is this your answer or your question, Joseph?
Don't take it, baby.
Which one? It's your answer. All right, this is individual answer. We're not gonna hold it. No, we're not gonna hold it against nobody. This is Joseph's answer. All right, this ain't gonna count. Go ahead, Joseph. Now, if he get it and it's right, what you gonna say, Joseph? Keep your feet. That he said it might be. He said keep your feet. Joseph, come on. Come here. Show him. Come here for a minute. Show him where the feet at, Joseph. Joseph, you getting kind of regular, ain't you? Thank you, Joseph. So what we're gonna do? Y'all to change, Joseph. Joseph, let me ask something. Did you feel good about your answer, though? He said he did. No, you can feel good about it. What you gonna say, Buck? Make it what? Make it upright? Well, you in vicinity, but what he told him to do for that, let's see if any of them can get it. See they back there. How about that? We're gonna pass it back there, see can the grown people get it? All right, which one y'all got the answer? Let me see who else. I'm gonna get somebody different. John. Hold on. Hold on before we go. Hold on. Micaiah, you got the answer? Can we see if Micaiah, you got it? Yeah. All right, then we go on to John. Let's see. What you gonna say, Micaiah? Huh? Cut it down? No, let's see. What we got? Let's John. Hold on. Oh, we got another wrong answer on that side. Let me ask y'all something. If Chris get it wrong, we gonna count Chris on this side. No, if Chris get it wrong, yeah, that means it go to y'all. Hold on. That's what he told him. He said, see, when you start out, because they do look alike. These have been separated, but you see they do look alike. So what he told them to do, they were going to actually go out. He gave them, his Talmudim was going to go out, and they was going to cut it down. He said, no. He said, let them grow together. He said, in the day of harvest, he said, then I'll come and I'll separate it. He said, lest when you go to pull this up, you wind up pulling up the wheat. Because when they start growing, they're so similar in looks. If you look, they count them. They favor, don't they? So it makes sense why he told let them grow together. See, once they get their full height, then you can say, okay, this I need to take away. This I need to keep. But when they start growing, before these start to really come to grow, they look just alike. And you'll go and say, man, let me pull up these tails. And the whole time, all you did was pull up wheat. Okay? So now, using that story, now we can understand why he's going to wait until Mashpat before he come back. Because right now, it's still hard to kind of tell who is who. That's why we have the statement from Shaul when he told us the Mashpat. Nothing. Before the time, which means what you got to know. You got to know seasons. You got to know time and season. Because if you don't, you'll go too early and you'll wind up pulling up weak. So when the reason why he's been delaying coming back, he hadn't delayed. I'm waiting for his time. Right. When the time comes, when the season comes, I'm going to come back because at that point, I can clearly see what's wheat and what's tare. Right. That makes sense. Right. Some people that you just went and planted some stuff, how long did it take when you plant something to come up? What, about a couple of days, about a day, 50 minutes? That's how we do. You leave it up to niggas. Niggas will pull seeds, start sucking on them. Walking on with the seed. Man, this thing don't taste like watermelon because it's not a watermelon, it's a seed. You got to let it. It's got to die. It's got to break from that shell. Then it's got to start to create, and then it comes up. Then it get to full maturity. Well, that's the same thing happen to us. See, along the way, whilst a seed is growing, it's hard to identify certain things. That's why when farmers plant, they don't mix everything together. They'll get a row of, otherwise if you put stuff and just mingle it all together, it's hard to really tell what you got. Right. So some of them will do like a whole row, whole side of just beans. Right. They'll do a whole row, a whole side of something. So now I know what my beans are. Right. I know what my potatoes are. I know what my tomatoes are. So they separate them. Isn't that right? So then when they get to full maturity, that's when you start to harvest them and take them in. Well, that's what Mr. Yahuwah waiting on. People are like, why ain't he waiting on when he come back? Because you ain't the only thing he planted. Some stuff come up before other stuff. That's right. Y'all see that? Yeah. Some stuff, it'll do it. And you know what? We got to wait. We can't prevent the other ones that waiting to come up. They're going to come up, we got to wait the time. When it's time, he'll start coming, getting in. He'll start bringing these in. These are ready. He'll come over to the other side, see these up. He'll come and he'll check them. Every night he'll come by, he'll look at them and check them, look at them, see how they coming along, whether they producing or not. See, and guess sometime when you'll grow something, you'll look and you'll start to see little brown ends might come on leaf. You'll break it off. You'll start to break it out because you don't want it to spread to get on the rest of it. That's what he talked about coming down my pruning. You start cutting stuff away because you realize that brown spot is going to keep growing and keep moving till it overtake the whole plant. So what you'll do, you'll start to break it off or tear it off. It might hurt the plant, but you're looking at in the future what you're trying to get it produced. That's what happened to us a lot of times. When we get corrected, when we get hit, it might hurt. It does. It hurt. We don't understand. He'll realize I'm trying to cut that away from you so you can continue to grow. This will stagnate. This will kill you out. That makes sense. So I appreciate my pastor down in Jerusalem. He had to fight and had to go through the lands of the Palestinians to get there, but he made it. All right, we're going to get ready to let him sound the Kato Sarah. We'll talk to y'all a little bit. Yes, sir. All of that able, Most High, Abi, which is our Father, Hadu, thanks for all you've done and rendered unto us, for Baraka us, for another Yom, which have bestowed a gift upon us another day that allows this opportunity that we might be an Adah, which is a fold or a flock. We palau, in which we ask that you would ra'a us, which is shepherd and lead us and cause us to see that which we've missed and hadn't been able to identify. Palauing unto you that you will grant us that we will have an understanding, that you will lamed us, which is teach us and show us, and grant us the Ruach HaKadosh, which is the spirit of separation, blotting out all of our kata and our ma'al, which are our sins and our transgression, allowing us an opportunity to inhabit your Alam Malkuth, which is your forever, everlasting empire. Baraka us that we falter and that we faint not. Baraka us that we look to you and you alone. Hadu for the ransom, for the dam, which is the blood, for the zabak, which is the sacrifice and the slaying of Yahushua HaMashiach, that you might redeem us in due time, is to bring us to make up for a bad situation. Baraka those that are listening in, those that watch, those that are here under the sound of my call, which is my sound, that we might all inherit your Malkuth, your empire. Baraka those that had a lot to be here, but we're not able because of circumstances and situation outside and beyond their control. Baraka, all of us, that we might be of one lob, which is of one heart, that we might be of one understanding, and that we might seek you with all. We allow that you will search us and see if there be any Rasha Darak, which are any evil ways. Baraka us, and let your pioneer oil upon us. Let your face lighten upon us. Let your pioneer be our encampment and our protection, and encamp about us, which is your presence. For we are Yakra by your Shem, which are called by your name, Yahusha, Yahuwah, Elohim, which is the mighty ones, through Yahushua HaMashiach, which is your salvation, the anointed one. And as we prepare to move further, we palau, in which we ask that you take full control, that you get the tahalim, the praise, the kabud, the glory, and the kabad, the honor, in the Shem, which is the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, which is your anointed one. Let us all say, Amen. All right. Let me have my water out. Did you think about going over some stuff with Joseph before he get the answer when y'all be at home sometime?
Yes, I told him to read it.
He did. What you say? You told him to do what now? Read it, Sefer. What you think about the answers he gave yesterday and today? He said, why he do that? Joseph, you honest though. You be trying, ain't it? They just be the wrong answer. If I ask the right questions, your answers will be right, wouldn't it? He said, well, that's something to think about. All right, let's look and see. We got this here. Romans 15:4. Let me see here. Why we start here? Let's see. Hold on. We got Jonah. Jonah, you got the right answer? Why we start right here? Because what? To teach. I gotta go down here now. Yeah, that's probably their point. Let me see. Who we got on here? Hold on, y'all trust Xavier? Look at him. Hold on, look at them eyes. Look at them eyes. Hold on for a minute. We don't trust Xavier. Let's see if Xavier can get it. Let's see if he got it. Let's give him a shot. Come on, Xavier. What we got? That's our baby. Give me some. See, I had confidence in him. I looked in his eyes. I said, you know what happened? I seen one of your eyes had got back light. The other one dark like you been drinking. I said, you know what? I'm going to trust the light eye. The light eye came through. Good one. Good one. Appreciate y'all. So look at our base. And our base is our foundation. So from here, we should be able to build. If this is solid, we can build just like this. They made sure before this building got constructed, this had to be approved first. Y'all understand? So y'all understand construction. When you get your permits and you go and you start to say, like, I'm going to build this particular building, when I get the permit to do it, the first thing they're going to want me to establish is my foundation. Because when I send them in the architectural design of the building and what I'm going to put up, when they start to consider I'm using blocks, those blocks are heavy. Do you know they're going to make sure? Then this foundation going to have to be solid. You got it? So that's why we start here. If this is solid, we can go from here. When the inspector comes out, before he let me put any of this stuff and start to put the framework up for this, he gonna come and inspect this. He gonna make sure this is right. That makes sense for y'all? Yes, this has to be approved before I can do any of this. Okay? So before we can go anywhere, let's establish that this is solid enough. Okay? Because this is gonna be what we always gonna check what we use. Was it written? Or was it written? Because it said whatever was written. So we want to make sure that whatever we use fall within the guideline. First of all, it's written. Now, I'm going to preach to y'all about balloons. Look in y'all book, and I'm going to look up the balloons. What y'all doing? You got look at your Sefer for balloons. Why you not looking? It's not in there. So when we start trying to preach about balloon, it's not going to stay on that foundation, okay? That's what we got to make sure. So whatever we're going to teach, we got to make sure it's going to interline and interlock with that foundation, okay? That's why we use, now we might use a scenario, which is a story like about balloons and use it to reference so we'll understand an event that's here. But we can't take that and teach about no balloons, okay? So that's why we got to make sure whatever we use, whatever we go to, it's got to fall within the guideline here because this is our foundation. That makes sense? Yes, sir. Y'all got it? Okay. Let's listen. Listen.
For whatever nikatah before.
For whatever was written before, whatever it was. I got it? That's before we got him. Whatever was written before now. Tell them about it.
Nikatah for our lami.
It was written to teach us. So people say, man, that don't make no sense. All that stuff, man, that don't make this old stuff. Why was it written? That's right. That's the only reason. Whatever it was that was written, it was only written so it can show us, so it can teach us. That's the only reason. So I used to read years when I first started reading, reading the Bible at the time. I just looked at it. When I got to all them names, I said, man, I had time to go through the name. But you don't realize a lot of times you go back because it's giving you, it's interlocking some things for you. So you can go back. It's just like when they start to give you, Yahushua was Tuledah, okay? You'll go back, you can go from 2 references you'll find. You'll find it in Oriah, they call Luke the 3rd chapter. And that's going to deal with his aims, which is his mother's Tuledah. If you go to Matthew chapter 1, it'll give you a Tuledah. That's going to be his Abba's Tuledah, which is his father. Because you got to remember, you have a mother and a father. So if we start to go back and find out who your family is, we're just going to look at everybody on your daddy's side. We got to look at mama's side. So that gives you 2, right? Then people didn't consider you. They'll look, and what people do, they'll look through the book. They'll say, man, this junk all messed up. This thing it's saying one thing on here, it's saying one. Well, nigga, you got 2 of them. You got a mom and a daddy. So why he can't have 2? Because they don't think about it. You have a mother's side of your family, you have a father's side. So it makes sense that you have 2 Tuledah. They'd be like, man, this thing contradicting. This saying this and this stuff ain't right. If you look at your family, it should be some contradiction too. Your mom and dad, it should be going just like it's the same folks all the way down. It should be some break somewhere. Isn't that right? So we understand that, okay? So when you go back and you'll read it, when it starts to give you all certain Shem names, the people he connect, if you've gone back and you read, you'll find out they connect back into other people to the dog, which is going to tie him in to show you how he actually connects to our Yeshua, which is our salvation. Okay? Just like when we looked up like Zorah. Y'all remember we talked about Zorah? Okay, who remember we talked about Zorah? One man. You remember it? You don't say your answer? Man, that man, he been getting. Now, Cam, who y'all need to pay, he been having a lot of answers. He just been waiting on y'all. Buck, you gonna get one right today? You shooting for a right one though, right? All right, that's all we learn. As long as you shooting for one. Okay, what we got over here? You remember Zorah? How many of y'all remember Zorah? How many of y'all don't remember Zorah? Don't remember. Okay, lay down. All right. So there's something right there. Oh, okay. So tell them what's significant about Zorah. Who? Wintering. That's right, the wintering fan. Now, y'all, he said a wintering fan, the fork, y'all remember that? Zorah. Now, who talked about that? Hands? Y'all had an answer? Y'all need an answer. They got an answer. Y'all remember who talked about it? When I told y'all about it, I let somebody who discussed it. How many of y'all remember? Just 1, 2 people now, I don't remember. Who else? Oh, Judge, you remember? Okay. You remember Hadassah? She said, I was watching on live streaming. That's what I'm talking about. So, who you going to go with in? Yahushua. So we're going to get on that point. That's the point. Now let them tell y'all who talked about it. Yehukanan. Y'all remember he was immersing. He said, I indeed immerse you with water. He said, he that come after me. Well, he told you also that axe was laid to the root of the ox. And he talked about him coming. And he talked about whose wintering fan was in his hand. And he was going to thoroughly purge his floor. He would let us know about him. That's how we knew that he was Zorah, which was the one that everybody was looking for. Remember when Zorah was born, they tied the string around his arm and he pulled his hand back. So his brother came out before him, Pharez, and his name meant there was a breach. Because while we was waiting for Zorah, he came in. That means that's a breach. We were waiting for him. So he let us know that somebody was coming after him. So the reason why it was important, he talked about his wintering fan, because they knew that would tie into the name Zorah, who was the one that we've been looking for. That's why when Yehukanan sent his Mathetas, you know what they asked Yahushua? Are you him, or are we seeking one to what? They want to know, was he Zorah or was he for it? Makes sense. Is it somebody coming after you? That makes sense. So when you hear it though, you don't think nothing about it. It's just asking. All they were asking was he the person, was somebody else. But when you understand it from the Torah, that Forez had actually came out before him. We'll look at that so y'all understand it better. That makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. We look at it. Okay, let me finish. So and guess when it was written?
Before.
They got y'all hear that? Oh, first, y'all need some answers. Y'all got, well, they got two so far. Y'all got one. Y'all got to discuss them right answers, ain't it? Yes, Joseph, you helped out, didn't you? Just think about it. So now, guess what? That was written when? Before. And it was written to do what? Show us. So it teaches us, it shows us something. So that through going through without giving way, and through, that's right, Nakum, consolation of the writings, we might have a cord. That's an attachment, isn't that right? Mm-hmm. So we'll look right quick and see if y'all understand that. See, what is that? Baraship 38? Baraship 38. When I was saying, what is that? I'm calling it. Appreciate that. Good. Who team he gonna be on?
This one right here.
Oh, y'all want him on y'all team? Listen, no, y'all finna stack up points. Y'all gonna stack up points. Leave him over there. He gonna get a lot of stuff wrong. That'll work out for y'all. It likes get a ball like somebody got it and they can't dribble. You want them dribbling, don't you? Because you can take the ball from them. He gonna be on that team. Y'all want him on y'all team?
Yes, sir. Can't be on that losing team.
Oh, y'all gonna be the losing team. Y'all keep this up. Y'all bring him in. Y'all better quit that nigga and join the losing team. Nah. Join the winning team. Nah. My pen. You can try to steal it, didn't you? That one, I wanted that one right. One of them bad. All right, let's see. Barashit. $38, and we'll do 29. Sorry, what happened? I'm gonna pass it. What did he holler? Well, I'm sorry, go up. I need to go this 28. Okay, 28. Appreciate that, Boston. 28, 38, 28. I've been waiting on them to make some more. I mentioned some beats they could use. I've been waiting on them to come out so I can get my boogie shoe back on. Y'all remember that song? I'm gonna put on my boogie shoes. Woo! Gonna boogie with you. How many of y'all remember that? Hold on for a minute. Some of these folks, hold on. YouTube. You. See, this remember. Who else said they remember that? Uncle, tell your mama put on my boogie shoe. Where you were back there when that came out? Miami. Was you dancing? You knew how to dance, Uncle Ted. That's how you do it, Ted. Some folk get it going like they was a dancing machine. Ooh, boy. Who that brought that out? Michael Jackson, that dancing machine? Mm-hmm. Oh, baby. Ooh, baby. Jonathan. Kiss her. Listen. Back before time got like this now, you can eat that and you still be clean. Mm-hmm. We had the 3-second rule. That thing hit the ground on it. It fall in the dirt. We the kid that thing, we say. But I don't know, y'all did y'all, hold on, y'all didn't know eating that off the ground. You did, what was in y'all time? What y'all had, 5-second rule? 5-second rule. Well, we'd have had, like it falling like a Jolly Rancher. Oh, that's not going to trash. Not no Jolly Rancher. You pick that thing out there, you say, God made dirt, dirt don't hurt. Put it in your mouth and let it work. Then we'd have had one you said, kiss it to God. Y'all remember that? They still do that stuff. They still do it. Some folks say, I just kiss it. Ain't no God. But I mean, boy, a while back then, stuff. Listen, we were little, somebody had a chew-man chew. You said, let me get a piece. They just started, they be like, could break your piece. They be like, it ain't been in there. They haven't been chewing that thing 20 minutes. No, you can't eat that. You know, you gotta kiss them in the mouth. You messed up. When we were kids, though, all kind of stuff we did, didn't we? Let me just swallow these down right quick. This is 38-28. Come on.
And it came to pass, when she travailed, that the one put out his hand, and the midwife took and bound up upon his hand a scarlet thread, saying, This came out first.
Y'all see what happened? Moreover, it took place while she was giving birth. One put out his hand. And the midwife, that's the person that helped, the midwife. That's the woman, well, believe it or not, she kind of between her legs because she helping in the middle, evenly divided. She helping them to deliver the baby. So y'all didn't know how many of y'all didn't know what a midwife is? That's a person, with typically a woman, she helps with delivering the baby when the baby coming out. And the midwife took and tied a scarlet thread on his hand, saying this one came out first, which means back when they had twins, they would do that. When kids were born, they had twins, you put something on them to differentiate between the two. Now the hospital, they'll put the band on their arm, which one is which, so you'll know when they're born. But back then, which is the same thing, the hospital, you're born, they'll put a band on the baby. If it's twins or triplets, they're gonna put a band so they can separate who is who. Which one came out first, who was second, and who was third. Well, that's what she did. They knew that she had two kids coming. So how are we gonna do, if they came out and they were identical, there's no way to know one from the other unless there's something distinguishing. So what she did was she tied a red string, scarlet red, around the wrist of the first one that stuck his hand out. And said, okay, this one first. So when the two come out, I'll easily know who is who. Mm-hmm. By what? Let me see hands. Who gonna be the answer? Who gonna answer? Derek. Joker, you heard the question. Let me ask you a question. If you didn't hear the question, how you raise your hand? Please, one more time. All right. So this is what she did. So she could distinguish or know which one was the oldest. Okay? Now y'all made me forget the question. What the question? That's right, yeah. So how are they gonna know who was the oldest? You got to answer the time. Or you thinking? Because I got to get over him. How would you know? You got it at the time?
Yes.
Yeah, hold on. Rob, what you think? 50-50. Let's see. I got to get on the point. No. Well, I know what he's trying to say. He's trying to say that string will help them to remember if they done it. But what happened, that string was how they were going to know. So now they're going to be looking for the red string. That will allow them to remember to know, what will allow them to know. So he's saying the purpose of tying the string would make sense from what he's saying. That will help them to remember who was the oldest, okay? What's your answer going to be? That's right, the one that got the scarlet string around them. That's what they were looking for, okay? So guess what was going to happen when they saw Yahushua when he came and he presented and showed them his hands? That's right. And all of that, you were going to be able to see the red ring around his wrist because he was tied up. They bound him when they tied him up. That's what they came. They came and they bound him. When you bind something, you tie it up. You see that? He took this and he tied it, he bound it around them. Okay, so they tied me, they bound me. Where my hands at? You gonna tie me? Let me see you for a second. Since you right there. Okay. Does anybody have a string or anything? Just for example, I don't know if somebody has. Come on, Jabbar for something. Just hypothetically, say my arms ropes, okay? Okay. I tie you up right here. What you gonna do with your hands?
Press them off.
That's right. You can do whatever you want. So it's gonna make sense if I'm gonna bind you to bind you here, and to here. Now move your hands. What you try to do? You see? You got it? So it's gonna make sense that you're gonna tie it to make sure that if I bind you just here, you can still move these and you're free. You got it? So if it's gonna be binding you, it's gonna bind you to where these can't do any harm, any hurt. Okay? And sometimes if you tie that, you have something too tight, what'll it do around your wrist? A red mark. What color red mark gonna be? Scarlet. I said, what color red mark gonna be? The man holler red. So see, even grown people make mistakes. All right, good. But now, you got to point, see, that's gonna hurt y'all. That right there gonna hurt y'all. That guy's on y'all team now. Y'all gonna be losing. Danny, you want him on your team? Danny, look at this. It's gonna be tight. He said, if it's gonna be red, that means it's gonna be red. Yep. Okay, so that's what she did. She put the scarlet around his hand and said, this one came out first. Let's see what happened.
And it came to pass, as he drew back his hand, that, behold, his ox came out. And she said, how hast thou broken forth? This breach be upon thee. Therefore his shin was called Phares.
That's right. Well, Paris is what they're going to say. So this is his name right here. His name meant a breach, meaning the breach meant we were looking for him and you came out. You understand? So you broke through when he was supposed to came out. That's a breach. Like they'll have that door. Just say that door was closed. You ever seen it yourself? No unauthorized personnel. And when somebody open it, it might say a siren, no X, and there's a roo. It's letting people know it's a breach. Somebody went through a door that wasn't supposed to be open. Got it? That's that breach. Somebody broke through. So that's what they were looking at. He actually came out before his brother. So there was a breach. Okay? Let's see what happened. Verse 30. Listen. Afterward.
Came out his ox that had the scarlet thread upon his hand, and his shin was called Zerach.
So they put Zerach on him with Zariah, but here they put him as Zora. They didn't put the Kaf on the end of it. But for the right, I think they put it as Zora, which that is one of the Aubrey words, which means his fat wintering hand. What I think it had fork. What it had pitchfork for Zora. Y'all should have wrote it down. Then y'all had wrote it down. The fork, that's right, because typically they would take it and they would pick it up. Remember we saw the video, they would pick it up and they would pitchfork it and throw it up. And then the wind would come in, which we would reference that to the spirit. It would come in and it would separate. It'll take the chaff and blow it away. Y'all got it? The wheat does what? Fall to the ground. That's right, wheat fall to the ground, okay? That's what he tried to tell us, except the corn of wheat. Where they put corn, that's how they threw us off. You don't grow corn in where we come from, okay? That's the first thing. That was a lie. Every time we read, they always tell you about corn. Yahushua ran through, he walked through, and they were eating corn. The man was not he was not a crow, okay? His skin was black. They were eating wheat. You can actually take this and you can eat it when it's ripe. You can go through it, you can actually take it and you can eat it. Y'all got it? And that's what they were doing when they were going through. They were eating wheat, okay? So that's what we're looking at. His name was called Zora. So that's when Yehukanan started to tell us about him, so we understood. He told us a breach. Now, Yahuwah was looking for something. Hands. Now, that's all I need. Come on, I'll do it again. Hand. Because of this, go back to verse 28. No, I'm sorry, 29. But it came about as he drew back his hand, the one that had the scarlet on it, that behold, his ox came out. And then she said, this the midwife, what a breach, mean a break, you have made for yourself. So his name was called Phares, okay? Because their name meant breach or breakthrough. Let's see the next one. Afterward, his ox came out who had the scarlet thread on his hand, and his name was called Zora, where they put Zerach right here, okay? So afterward he came out, so Yahuwah was looking for something. It's out there. I just want to see y'all know. How many of y'all know the answer? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Oh, watch it. All right, see about that. What you thinking? And you got the answer. Now, if you answer wrong, where the point's going? How many of y'all think y'all getting the point? All right, he ain't gonna say, they're not getting it. It's not happening. And say it's not happening. All right, what's the answer? What is he looking for? Y'all heard his answer? Say it louder so I can hear you.
The one who had the scarlet thread upon his hand.
Y'all gonna take that point. He was looking for a man. Let's show him what. 28, your Kazakal, 22, 28. 22, 28. What I said, 28, 22, 28. Thank you, sir. Your Kazakal, they call Ezekiel. They call Ezekiel. Let's see. Yeah, 28. Well, let's do this. Let's do this. 28. Take me to 26, 25, 25. Let's take 25. Because let's get to the point of why, okay? I'm trying to see this. Since we came here. Okay? 22, 25. Let's see. There is a conspiracy. Y'all hear that? Which means conspiracy, we'll look at conspire. That's right. Which say you and I, let's do this. Let's me and you, us get together and let's say we're going to do something to him, okay? We're going to agree to do it. That means we're conspiring. We're getting together to say, hey, we're going to try to hurt him. We're going to dig a hole and let him fall in it. We're going to try to get him to walk past that hole, right? He going to fall in the hole. Got it? So this is what he was saying, that there is a conspiracy of her Nabaim, that they're called the prophets, that these guys have got together and plotted something. Y'all got that? Look what they did. In her midst, like roaring Ari, tearing the prey. See, what you got to look at with Ari and them are not solitary hunters. Solitary hunters are animals that are basically hunt by themselves. They don't need nobody, like a cheetah, a tiger. They don't typically hunt with anybody. They're leopards. They pretty much hunt by themselves. They're singular hunters. When it comes to Ari and them will, and Ariel, they will work together. Okay? Let me borrow you for a second. So you might just be sitting there like you stand over here so they can see you on camera. You might just take time. You might be looking down, just grazing or doing something. So I'm sitting back. We'll plot, and we might put one over here, and we might put one over here. And what they'll do, one will start the chase. You'll look back and you'll see the chase, and you'll look at, oh, this animal about to catch me, this predator, and you start to run. And guess what? I caught you. It was a conspiracy. We forced you into this. We knew where you were going. That animal was a decoy to make you think, he's behind me, I need to run this way, and the whole time they were running you right to me. And you know how we did this? Because we conspired on it. We set you up to catch you right here and for the attack, for the kill. Y'all got it? So that's good. Now he just told you, look, there is a conspiracy of her Nabaims in the midst, like roaring Ari, tearing the prey. They have devoured Nephash. I don't know what they call it, Nephash. Oh, Nephash, they just use, I didn't know it was plural for soul. They have taken the riches and the gems. They multiplied her widows in her midst. So to get a widow, that means you got to take out the man. That's what these people doing here. That's a conspiracy with us to kill the so-called Negro man.
That's right.
And that leave what? A lot of single mothers. Y'all see that? He said in devouring. So you see they've been devouring the man because they're leaving widows in her midst. Okay? Let's see the next verse. Her Kohanim, that they call priests, have violated my Torah. You know that? That means they've gone against it. All right? A violation means you broken the law. You've gone against it. So they violated. And the Kohanim, remember, these are the people that are supposed to teach you. They're supposed to limit you concerning the Torah. Now he just came and told them they have violated it, okay? They've gone against it. They've done damage to it. And have profaned my Kudash things that were deemed, don't touch this. Hypothetically, this is Kudash, not to do anything to it. It's not supposed to be touched or handled. That's what he looked at. And it's supposed to be Kudash. Is that what we do to some Kudash? Mm-hmm. That's right. We're not supposed to handle. We're supposed to be handled with a certain care. It's not supposed to be handled like that. And he looked at this is basically, he looked at that's what they've done. And this is what they do. And they have not divided between the Kudash and the profane, which means just like with this. Look at this. What's Kudash? What's profane? Here goes Kudash. I mix it in together so it's no difference. See, if I were to entangle them all together, and we didn't separate it. And this is what he looked at among the people, among things. Certain things shouldn't be together, right? Because once it's harvest, this shouldn't be together, should it? So once he harvests and take us in, and he pronounces us clean, this shouldn't be connected back, should it? Well, guess what happened? The Kohan is who deems that. We went to the Kohan and found out what was clean and what was not. Well, he went and put it back together. So now where's the difference? No difference if I keep it like that, is it? If it was all mixed in together, it wouldn't be no different. Yet the Kohan was supposed to make sure it was like this, that there was a difference between the Kudash and that which were profane. Y'all understand that? Yes, sir. All right, let's see what happened. And they have not taught between the unclean and the clean. So now you were supposed to know this. What was clean and what wasn't clean. Well, the Kohan never taught you, so you don't know what's clean. I give you a pig ear sandwich. Here you go, you hungry. If I ain't taught you, what you gonna do? And whose job was it to teach you about not eating unclean things? Well, that's what he telling us. That was the violation. You hadn't told these people what was clean and unclean. Well, I'll be honest, I don't know. That's up to the Lord. Nobody knows the mind of the Lord. So really, everything clean, he made everything. So versus we were supposed to teach the people what you weren't supposed to do, what you weren't supposed to touch. Okay? Let's see what happened. And they hid their from my Shabbats, and I am profane among them. So when people, what were you supposed to do on Shabbat? What you gonna say? What you supposed to do? Don't work. That's right, rest. That's what Shabbat means, rest. Now, they'll give you a word called Sabbath. Y'all familiar with that? Yeah, the Sabbath. Y'all don't know about the Sabbath? That's amazing. Y'all ain't never heard Sabbath.
Yes.
I don't even from saying Sabbath. The Kohan teacher. And the thing you want to be careful about when you do stuff and people say, when you say you keep Shabbat, they say you mean Sabbath, right? It's called Sabbath in the book, right? And you don't know why, though, do you? Because the Sabbath is actually when witches are supposed to meet with the Satan. They're supposed to meet with the devil at midnight. That's where Sabbath actually come from. Yeah, at midnight. Sabbath. It's when you had a group called the Black Sabbath.
Right.
And you didn't know why.
Nope.
Because it was at midnight. That's when the witches were supposed to meet with the devil. Of course you didn't know it. Why would you know it? Why would you know it? You go back and look at what stuff derived from. That second meeting, they'll tell you about it. They'll go back and you'll watch these people. Yes, sir. He said, "Want to look it up." Why folk can't take my word? Come on. Let's go Sabbath. Yeah, difference. Now he right, he fine. All right, you're gonna repeat something. That second meaning for to tell you, it's actually when the witches were supposed to meet with the devil at midnight. That's why he tells you a Black Sabbath. Listen, let's say a supposed annual midnight meeting of witches with who? This is what I do for a living. It's not new information for me, it's new for you. So see, you'll go and you'll be comfortable when you read stuff. Well, Sabbath, same thing. Of course it is, if you want to agree to it. But you don't realize these people have a whole nother end. That's why that group was smart about the Black Sabbath. Now, how many folk knew why they were calling themselves the Black Sabbath? Now you realize why they were calling themselves Black Sabbath. They were letting you know we met with the devil. These people got a whole lot. That's why a lot of times we start to transition away from a lot of their words and terminology, because we'll get comfortable and that's the goal. Some things that they'll say, we'll say, really it's the same word. And that's true, some things are. But it's to get you comfortable enough that you'll just start trusting them and say, well, basically it's the same word. And after a while, guess what you do? You stop checking. And before you know it, they done duped you into something else. That's how they work. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Bless you now, sneeze, bless you. You know, like Baraka. Is it like Baraka? Because it means? On a pagan altar, pagan sacrifice. That's right. And that's what we want to pay attention to. And people try to induce you and try to get you to accept their words and terminology as though it's the same, when it's not actually the same. That's why, and then guess what he told her? That's what he was talking about with the Kohan. Right. You hadn't put a difference between what's designated to be clean and unclean. Let's see something right quick. See if that Kagi chapter 2, I think it's verse 9. Let's see what he told us. Kagi, they'll call it Haggai. Kagi. Look, Cam, we saved you. You finna be named the Sword. They had all kind of names. We pulled you out. What your name that? Is it one Kagi? What that first name you had, Cam? Preacher start throwing. I remember it was what's that boy? The name our enemy, Haman. Yeah, one of them like him. We like Cam. That's our enemy. Well, you gave him cocky. He's not name in school. What's that? Like, quick, hit him in the back. He's choking. Yeah. All right, let's see. All right, well, let's see this. 2 and I started. It's actually down. We'll since we're here. Let's see. Listen, 2 and 9.
The kabod of this latter birth shall be greater than of the former.
Says who?
Yahuwah of Sabbath.
And?
This Malchum will I give shalom, saith Yahuwah of Sabbath.
Okay. Most of y'all don't know. How many of y'all don't know what he's talking about? Don't know. Okay. Just referencing up right quick. This is important for you for the fact that what he was trying to get them to see, the Mashkan that had been established by Solomon, okay? He built the first Mashkan for us, okay? He dwelt in tents before that. Solomon was the Ben, the son of Daud, okay? So he built him a house. Well, the house got destroyed. It got torn down. So now he had people that were there. He wanted to ask the question, who was there who had seen it when it was in its first erection, okay? When it was first up. And the reason why, because he wanted them to see the foundation. All they were seeing right then is what we started at Romans 15:4, the foundation. But he wanted people who had seen the building erected and then see the foundation. And he let them know that the kabod, the glory of the house that's going to be built back, is going to be greater than the first one. And in that house, I'm going to give shalom, okay? Now, that's important to you because when we read down in the 9th chapter of the book of Yeshayahu, he told you, unto you a Ben was born. Unto you a Yada was given. Well, Yada was born, a Ben was given. And the government was going to be well. And his name was going to be called Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty Elohim. Guess what he called him? Guess what he told you? Guess what? This house was going to do it. He's going to give shalom in this house. Now, in the book of Yeshayahu, he asked you about that. He asked you to build him a Beth. That's right. He said, what Beth were you going to build for me? Have not my hand made all these? Then he told you, to this east was I going to look. That's right. So Yahushua was going to be the latter house. And in that Beth, we were going to get shalom. That's right. That's what Yahuwah was telling us. Now he was referring to his body as a Beth. He does that with you as well. Hold you guys for he'll come back in. Say that 1 Corinthians 3:14. Say that what I want. Make it 3:14. Let's see. All right, 3 and 14. Let's see what he told you. Listen, 3 and 14.
If any ish work abide which he hath built thereupon.
Listen what he said. If any ish's work, we put that prosperous, signifying as his, which he has built on it remains, he shall receive
a reward.
You see that? If your work stand, you get a reward. Which means what that reward going to be equivalent to? Hands. Give it to them or y'all want? Y'all get it right. Y'all get it wrong, they're going down here. You got the answer for me? You gonna hold it? Okay, you gonna hold it. All right. So y'all want it? Or y'all got the answer? Yeah, Robert. You don't know. That's it. All right. What you gonna say? Give him a point. Give him a point. Nakum. Because he said if any man work, if it abide, that means he's laboring. Why? Because he's looking at the reward, the nakum. That's his consolation. So if I build it and if it stays, then I got a reward. You see how that ties into our foundation? Mm-hmm. So that through endurance, we might have nakum. Mm-hmm. Got it? So now he's telling you that a man got a reward. Listen, if his work is burned up, he shall suffer
loss.
But he himself
shall be saved.
So that? Because fire can also be used to purify. But like a shadow from fire. You don't say that? Don't say that about no shadow from fire.
It says, yet so as by fire.
Be tried by fire. Okay, let's see what happens. This we just read there? I'm sorry, 16. Listen.
Know ye not that ye are the Mashakun of Elohim?
Oh, hold on for a minute. I'm a building of Elohim, and
that the Ruach of Elohim dwelleth in you.
in this house I'm going to give shalom. What's the next one? 17.
If any ish defile the Mashakan of Elohim, him shall Elohim destroy. For the Mashakan of Elohim is Kodash, which Mashakan ye are.
See that? Now he told you was a temple. You a mashkan. So if the Ruach dwells in you, guess what he just gave y'all? Hands. I got them down. In. Hold on. Y'all talk about it? Y'all trust in? Asa. Give him a shot, Asa. All right. Let's go ahead and put that point down right here. That means you're going to have shalom. Remember, he said, in this Beth, I'm going to give shalom, peace. Y'all got it? That's what we're looking for, peace. The book said he'll keep him in Talmim peace, perfect shalom, who's, hold on, hand. He'll keep him in perfect shalom. Hold on for a minute. Something different. But he'll keep him in perfect peace, but you got it. Let's just see what your answer would have been. We ain't going to count again. Do we count it against, or we can just see what the answer going to be?
We're going to see what the answer going to be.
All right, y'all want to do that? Or you lose a point? Let's see what your answer would have been. We ain't going to count against. What your answer was going to be? What you going to say? You still thinking about it? All right, Joy, this going to count, Joy? They going to count, you get an answer. You got to count. We can't give y'all too many freebies. They've been getting up points, ain't that right? Y'all got to answer down here. He'll keep him in perfect peace. Who? Lord. What y'all think? Which Lord you talking about? The heart? He's so close. The Lord also covers mind, but he said heart. Yeah, love also covers mind, though. So that was good you thought about whose mind. Do y'all remember what he said the mind had to do? It's just out there. Tell them what the mind had to be. Got to keep staying on them. So now we want peace. Peace. I'm drinking. I'm getting peace? How am I going to get peace based on what y'all just heard? He said, I got to work. What y'all just heard? He'll keep him in perfect peace. Who? If I keep my mind on, but I'm drinking. My mind not on it, because my mind on it, we were taught by not drinking. It's not too for us to drink. I'm a lot. You see that? I'm smoking weed, smoking cocaine, trying to get, and I can't get no peace. Why I can't get no peace? Because my mind not stayed on it. See how important how that works? People just look at you, read something happened. You got to understand what you're reading. So people say, I just can't read. I just can't get no peace. Put your mind on it. Right. He said he'll keep you in perfect peace, but your mind got to be stayed on it. Well, it happens a lot of times what people don't, just I said, okay, I'm thinking on Yahuwah right now. I should have peace. No, I got to keep it on him. Because you can think on something and stop thinking about it. And that's why people mess up at, well, I tried that. I thought about it. I ain't getting no peace. How long? About 20 seconds. It's not long enough. He said your mind got to be stayed, meaning it never leaves. It's constantly thinking about. It's constantly meditating on. He taught us the practice of how we do this. Do y'all remember how he taught it? I want hands from the grown one. How many of y'all remember what he taught us how to do that? Hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Do y'all remember what he told us the practice to do in order to keep our mind stayed on him? Hands. Hold on for a minute. Let's do this. Do y'all want to let him answer it?
Yes.
Y'all want to lose them point? He said let my son answer it. All right. They pass it to Austin. What's it going to say, Austin?
To talk about it, to meditate on it, to think on it.
When?
When we walking, when we laying down, wake up.
So if you think about it, you tell a person who mind stayed on, how many people don't, people just thinking if I quote it, if I say it, it happens. It doesn't. He taught us how to practice. He said when you lay down, think about it. When you get up, think on it. He said, when you walking, he said, talk about it. So guess what? We're constantly regurgitating. Now we're getting what? Shalom. When people look at why people have these breaks and why people have breakdowns and why people don't get the shalom, because we not constantly. It's not the constant, he said. When I lay down, I try to keep my mind on it. I try to put my mind on it. When I get up, before I get up sometime to pee, I'm polite. Unless it's real, I got to pee bad. I'm going, and I'm telling you, please don't let that, don't let that little toe hit the corner of that bed. I don't ask for much, because if that little toe hit and catch that corner of that bed, my mind finna be on messing in my drawer. But you hit that thing right, you'll drop a turtle head to shoot out. I don't know what your little toe and the corner of that bed got to do with the turtle head. Boy, you man around that turtle head or two. Yeah! Yeah! I ain't going back either. You hit that little toe right, that boy, you'll drop a turtle head. But that's what we have to do. We have to constantly keep thinking on, meditating. Just like what y'all guys are learning, you write it down and remember it. Just because you say it one time don't mean you can forget it. That's why he wrote it. That's why he had to put it in a sefer. Isn't that right? So subscribe to us and make sure we could go back and we can look something. He said, what that was? And you didn't write it down. You'll be thinking forever. But if you got it written down, you can go back and look it over. You can check it so it can validate what you're thinking is right. Okay? That makes sense? Okay. So I wanted y'all to understand when he talked about, so we go back to Kagi, chapter 2, verse 9. Listen. And say, I didn't even want this, but I tell you, see that? See, the latter, which means the one that's getting ready to come now, the kabul of this Beth shall be greater than the former. The one he's going to put up now is going to be better than the one that was before, says Yahuwah of Sabbath, who's of the army. And in this Malkum, I shall give shalom, declares Yahuwah of Sabbath. Yes, sir, Joseph. Oh, you want to look at that definition? He said, put Shabbat back up there for him. Not Shabbat, Sabbath. Sabbath. You want to write that definition down. That's good. See, this is stuff. See, like these folks, look at a day of religious observance and abstinence from work kept by Jewish people from Friday evening to Saturday evening, and by most Christians on Sunday. This foolishness might well be right here. See that we observe Sabbath as God has commanded. He never told about no Sabbath. That's why they told you number 2 is a supposed annual midnight meeting of witches with the devil. See, these are the people you have to watch. Typically going to show you the Latin, the Greek, then the Arbory next. Look at they're going to put that Sabbath. Look at that Sabbath. Sabbath. Sabbatum. And they put Sabbath. See the Latin? And that's how they move. They'll move you from us and they'll change up our stuff. Then they'll come here and they'll do that. They're like I said, they'll change the Mata Elohim into a Khazar. Right. That's all they do. They start throwing you around. Some of the definitions you'll go back, it'll show you Latin, Greek, then it'll tell you the Arbory. That these are the Arbory meaning to it. But this is how they'll do you in the stuff. So how they take your stuff and twist up and told you that this is actually a meeting of the witches with the devil. This is a yearly meeting that they do, and they call it the Sabbath. We don't know a lot of stuff. We don't know nothing about these people. You'll be thinking they stuff safe. That's why we go over their word. Sometimes when I use a word, introduce, I say, let's look it up so you'll know it. And that's good you asked about it, because you go and tell somebody, they'll laugh at you. Where you get it from? That's stupid. Sabbath in the Bible. That's God's word. That's God's day. And the whole time you realize they'll play you. That's why you have definition. My teacher, I told you, and a couple of things, their ignorance, and they didn't really take to heart how important it is to make sure you comprehend something. They would give us spelling words. I don't know, you teach elementary, middle school, high school? Middle school, elementary. They would give us spelling words, and they give you a dictionary. Get the dictionary and look them up. When you're writing, sometimes there's more than one definition. But I didn't know, they teach me there's more than one meaning to a word. So they leave it to you to write it, then they say, okay, now you're going to take your word and use it in sentences. But I still didn't comprehend what I was doing. And then understand, they could show me the origin of the word, how the word could be used, instead of them really explaining to us the importance of what we were doing. We basically then, come Friday, we had a spelling test. She get up, she'll call a word, you spell it. You write it on your paper, turn your paper in and grade it. You either got a 90, 80, or a 50, or a 30. You'll do 10 words, 20 words, and you didn't know nothing. We didn't know nothing. All you did, they done passed you and moved you on, and you thought you knew something. All they do, they'll teach you stuff just the surface. The surface is just like just this top, but you pull this carpet up and tear this concrete, get down here, now you get down to the root. Got it? All they're going to do is just teach you right here on the top. That's just the surface. Well, what's up on this carpet? Well, don't worry about that. Just take on the tree. And when I get the carpet, what's under this cement? See, you trying to go too far. Just stay with what I'm showing. No, I need to get down to where this originated from. And that's why a lot of us, that's where it hurt us. When we read the Bible, they gave it to us, we basically weren't even surface. And we thought we understood something. We didn't understand nothing. How are we going to understand about wheat when every time you read, the thing kept telling you about corn? That in itself had nothing. They're showing you they were trying. Corn is something that grew over here. And they were trying to teach. That shows you, if I duped you and I couldn't tell you a simple thing like wheat, and I told you it was corn, I already been working to this. What made you think I gave you other stuff right? Right. I can't give you a simple thing as, hey, it's wheat. It's corn. Jesus went through the field eating corn. Now, I'm sitting here looking at that man, pulling corn, just biting on corn, no butter. Right. You see that? So the whole imagery got me off. So they just showed me a play. I just said, I went to a player skit. And they had a man, and he eating wheat. I said, man, where they get this? They ain't in no Bible. That's right. But I've been defending something from a Bible standpoint when it's not even right. That's right. It was wheat that they were eating. Wheat, that's how they understood. You suffered, they beat wheat. Nobody beat corn. Everything they showed you just completely opposite to get us off. So that's why it's important when we come in here to make sure everybody gets an understanding and the people watching. We can't afford no more surface teaching. It's too detrimental. Okay, you got it? Y'all got this? So let me say this. You want to know this because this is the excuse that they're going to give you. So now guess what happens when people read this? Now, this is what they'll look at. I don't care about this. This is my truth, okay? This is what you got to remember. Who put these numbers in? Right. Who put these numbers in? Let me show how that. Let me just show. This is how we think. Now, look at who. This gives you your relevance. Okay? Which one more important? This one. Don't worry about. So why you put this in? Let's show. Okay. Let's do this. If we're gonna go with this. That one is more important than two. Let's go with that science, okay? Who came first, Adam or Yahushua? Who came here first? So that means he got more relevant. Yahushua don't matter. That means the second one was more relevant than the first one. Why Yahuwah just told you that the latter house was going to be greater than the first one? The latter one was going to be the second one, wasn't it? So let's go with their sign. The second one don't matter because the first one. Just because they number something don't mean it's relevant the way they told you. Right. See, what hurt us, we've been taught to think the way they show you. Right. If you start counting, who started 11, 19? No, they ain't the order. 1, 2. They taught you an order. They taught it to you for a reason. So no matter what you get, you still try to frame it inside the order they gave you. Right. And guess what? Now I trick you and duke you. Now you come, you say, well, I don't care about this. This is what I care about. Dummy, this is number one for them. That's right. This is not. The people that took your book, these folks worship this stuff. Right. First of all, don't nobody know nothing about the devil but the Greeks. Yep. Diablos. That's their stuff. Yep. So what you think they're going to do to duke you in and make you think this is what they're really trying to get you to know? No, they want you to ignore this and make you think you're doing what he told you. Then he just told you now that Christian changed it to Sunday. See, that's all they do. They don't tell these people the truth. It's so important for us to pay attention to these people. You got to use their material because they got hidden little agendas in them. Right. It's up to us to catch them. Right. Just because they play a number system don't mean that's the way it actually works. Right. You can do whatever numbers are made to manipulate. Right. That's right. That's right. So don't ever play. When you start to get into chemistry and algebra, all this is manipulation. A lot of stuff you put on paper, you can't actually prove that stuff. Physics, you can't prove that stuff. There's unproven facts. You just playing with stuff at that point. And what they look at, because you matriculated to a certain level, we accept your thesis or we accept your hypothesis. We're just a guess. You just guess. And based off of your education level and how many degrees you got, we accept your guess. Who's smarter than you? Since we count you as the smartest person, that means that your guess is the most accurate answer. Wrong. Exactly. Because you have gotten so much knowledge. He said you be ever learning and never able to come in the knowledge of your mind. So we had to come along. We had to dispel all this stuff that got us off.
That's right.
I'm just out there, I guess. I just ain't accepting everything nobody tell me.
Come on.
Because they give me a number order. That don't mean that's how they actually number.
That's right.
Man, these folk use numbers. That's how they do billing and coding under numbers.
Yeah.
Come on, man. These folks use an alphabetical system. They got so many systems they use on you. You think you ain't ready for these people? That's why we got to uncover this. It's too many systems they got. They use number to code your records. The whole thing they do, these folks got so many codes on the number. These people know what they doing when they put this stuff in. Man, everything they got, these people building and coding on you. All right, come on, get ready. Let's go. Let's go back over. Okay, that's 2 and 9. Let's see what happened in 10. We're coming down. Let's see why we came over here. I know y'all probably forgot. We'll get it back. On the 24th of the Tishah, 9 is what? Tishah, right? Yari in the second Shana of what they call Darius. The Debar of Yahuwah came to Kagi, the Nabi, saying. So he even dated and pinpointed when it happened.
Right.
Thus says Yahuwah of Sabbath, ask now the Kohanim, yours are said concerning the law. Who he told you to ask about the law? The Kohan. The Kohan, ask them about the Torah, saying, behold, a ish carries kudash meat in the wings of his garment and touches his wings to the bread, to the lakam, or to cook food, to wine, oil, or to any other food, shall it become kudash. Now we look at the wing, we look at, that's his teat seats. Mm-hmm. His teat seats, because they'll wear them in the border. So he's carrying it. Think about it, it's under him too. He said in the wings.
Yep.
Come on, the book tells you
right.
he shall mount up wings like a who?
Eagle.
You don't notice how eagle feathers come
That's
down?
right. That's right.
So we saw now where our TCs go too, don't they?
That's right.
We're going to make a lot of change. Jeffrey Reed. See what happened? Mm-hmm. Because when we read in there, it don't say nothing about no wings up. It just told you if a man if his garment touches it, don't it? But yet, it was talking about his teat seats. Y'all got it? And if it touches meat or oil or wine, does it make it kudash? Let's see what. He told you, you answer for yourself. No, you ask the Kohan because he's supposed to know. Okay? Shall it be kudash? And the Kohanim answered and said no. Let's see what happened. Then Kagi said, if unclean of the body, which is what he put in the fash for body, touches any of these, shall it be unclean? And the Kohanim answered and said, it shall be unclean. Okay? Now if you touch something unclean, he said, make sure unclean. Let's see what happened. Then Kagi answered and said, so is this arm, and so is this gui before me, declares Yahuwah, and so is every work of their hands, and what they offer there is unclean. He said now, he asked the Kohan, and when he asked the Kohan, the Nabar came to the Kohan. Kagi asked him a question because he wanted to answer from it, then he was going to explain to them why he asked. Right. If you're clean and you carry meat, oil, wine, and you touch it, does it make it clean? They said no. They said, okay, if you carry something and it's unclean and it touches you, does it make you unclean? They said yes. He said, guess what? So is this people. Everything they touch, Yahuwah said everything they bring, everything they offer is unclean to him.
Right. That's right.
So now the Kohan had to come back and teach him. Yeah. Let's go back and let's see the 22nd chapter book of Yakaza, they call Ezekiel. Y'all getting in to understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's what we're here for. I just say he don't move to him, we can answer some questions. That second row holding you back. 22. There you go. He over there with Dwayne, though. They don't mess up after a while. Listen, this is 22 and 6. Matter of fact, let's see 25 again, please. This is where we started. Listen, there is a conspiracy. Remember we talked about it? They conspired of the Nabaims in her midst, like roaring Ari, tearing and prey. They have devoured Nephish. They have taken the riches and gems. They multiply her widows in the midst of her. So they're killing off the men. Okay? Let's see. 26. Her Kohanim have violated my Torah. Now we want to know what was the violation, right? Listen. And have profaned my Kudash things, okay? Because the only way to do it, we just read. If you clean and you touch something, meat or pork, do we make it clean? No. But if we unclean and we touch any of it, it make it unclean. What you say, Joseph? Make it. Did I hear the before time? He said that the first time.
No, but they said he
I got you. We got our eyes on it. So you see that? Between the Kudash, and have profaned my Kudash things. They have not divided between the Kudash and the profane. And they have not taught between the unclean and the clean. The Kohans knew that. That no, that's unclean. Yes, that's clean. No, that doesn't make it clean. But yet they hadn't taught the people that. And they have hid their own from my Shabbats. They knew those people were supposed to have been arrested. They weren't supposed to be, and they act like they didn't see it. Right. They act as though they didn't know. When Yahushua came, now you understand better. I think you don't have to go get a 12th chapter book of Matthew. He asked them, they came to him concerned about those people doing stuff on Shabbat. They was on him about healing on Shabbat, and they were trying to condemn him about doing stuff on Shabbat in the 12th chapter book of Matthew. And he talked about the Kohan, how these folks did stuff, and they were blameless. Right. That's right. He asked them, which of you, when you have an ox in the ditch, you leave it in there? He said, straightway, you go in and you get it. Right. Those people had been doing a lot of work. It went from there till they started making everything like it was essential. It had to be done. Because they, you know what they did? They closed their eyes. They hid their eyes from it. See that they did? That's how we got off. That's how people got. That's why we cut a lot of stuff out. It's done. Right. It's done. We can't do it. Right. Because I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't see. Right. He said these are violations. That you'll sit here and they have closed their eyes concerning my Shabbats. And I am profane among them. The people didn't realize it. Let's see, can we look at what the word profane is, please? See, every organization, every one of these groups need to really go back through and make sure everybody proficient. From the leader to the people. It needs to. Right. Make sure we really understand what we're doing. Because you just shouting out words, but if you don't know what the words mean, how you know you hadn't done it? Profane, relating or devoted to that which is not sacred or biblical. Secular rather than religious. Secular is like worldly. Okay, that's secular way about doing it. So he relating or devoted to that which is not sacred or biblical. That's what somebody put down here. Something. What you put down here? Treat something sacred with irreverence or disrespect. Y'all see that? Treat, which is supposed to be something sacred, right? They're supposed to be, like we use this. This is supposed to be, hypothetically, this is supposed to be sacred. Y'all got it? Come in, one of y'all. Come in, y'all touch it. Come on, come on. Okay, you want to touch that? Come touch it. Oh, no, you can't touch that. That's sacred. Okay, go ahead, try to touch again. No, don't touch that. See, this is sacred. You're not supposed to touch this, okay? I have to guard this and make sure nobody don't touch it because this belongs to him and nobody try to touch it. It's sacred. Nobody can touch it, okay? All right? Now, let's go. You see how it's supposed to be kept? That's how he said you done me. It's supposed to be sacred, my Torah. Everything I gave you is supposed to be sacred. It's supposed to be handled a certain way. This is how you do it. Now, guess what happened? We just violated the Torah. Because the Torah taught us how we're supposed to keep something sacred. Okay? And I had to do that illustration so y'all will see. We understand? That's what he's saying. But see, the people wouldn't recognize that until he allowed an act to happen. Just like when y'all, now you understand. I said, you profane. What's your thing? He said, they profane my Shabbat. They profane my Torah. I mean, profaned it. Maybe they cursed at it. No, it was the way they handled it. It wasn't with the reverence that's supposed to be done. See, the Kohan was in charge of teaching the people so the people would know how to treat it. Now I tell you, that's Kudash. It's not supposed to be touched. What you supposed to do? You're not supposed to touch it. That's what I'm teaching you. It's Kudash. You're not supposed to touch it. Now somebody try to touch it. You're not supposed to touch it. Remember? Go ahead and touch it. Son, your friend, come on. One of y'all, come on. Everybody, come on. Come on. This is Kudash. Don't touch it, okay? Tell me to touch it. That's right. Tell me why you didn't touch it. Because it's Kudash. That's good. Appreciate it. Y'all see that? And now that goes along. Now, hypothetical is well, not hypothetical, but teaching well. He told us that kataim for sinner, if they entice you, you aren't supposed to consent to it. See, what said that made? Only that you know. Now he was taught, don't touch it. I don't care, touch it. I say, kind of like, am I supposed to touch it? But you were taught you're not supposed to, because it's kudash. Like he was not, he said, because Ross said, no. He said, I said, why you weren't supposed to touch it? He said, because it's kudash. So now he has an understanding of, not because, I mean, really, I don't know. So now guess what happened? Ka'ur. What was she told?
Don't touch.
Did she understand that? Had she understood and had Adam taught her the difference between Kudash? Y'all got it? And what was sacred, guess what she knew? Don't touch it, not just recite. He said don't touch it. No, don't touch it because it's Kudash. We're not supposed to touch it. Now nobody moves you, nobody persuades you. What happened with us, we know just enough to recite. We don't know enough to confirm, that be confirmed not to do. You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
But now when it's confirmed, I don't care about what you say. I'm not doing it.
That's right.
That got that.
Got it.
And that's what done hindered all these years. Oh, we've been reciters.
Yeah. That's right.
Remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. What that mean? Mean keep it holy. What keep it holy? You know holy. That was the answer we gave them. What real understanding we had? Versus he taught us how it was supposed to be maintained. Okay? And we'll look at that too. That's good. Y'all got profane? Appreciate that. You still writing it? Write this definition. Treat something, they put this in the brackets so you would just know. Treating, what you talking about treating? Something that's sacred with irreverence or disrespect. Okay? That like me. I'm your ra'ah. How you supposed to treat me? Come on. Hey, punk nigga. What'd you say that would be? That's what he looked at with him. See, so when people were coming to see him, they weren't giving him his respect. He says disrespectful for them to come that way because they should have been taught how to approach. They were supposed to be taught a fear to say, if I do that, man, he might kill me.
Right.
What happened? You walk, tell your mama, hey, B. Tell her, hey, old faggot nigga, what's going to happen? He said, you're going to get shot. So guess what? That fear is what we're supposed to have for him. What if I come in, hey, punk, you know, the mighty one, hey, sister, what's going to happen to me? I'm supposed to have that fear. But so now he look at, if I don't have that fear, he's going to blame somebody in this room. Who he's going to blame? The Kohan. Because he was supposed to make sure you were taught concerning the Torah. Right. That you knew what was designated clean, what was designated unclean. That you were supposed to put a difference in between them. That's right. Okay?
Yes, sir.
That makes sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Y'all got it? You wrote it down? You still writing, Joseph? Joseph, we're going to get you a camera. Well, he all right. We got time for him. He's that one thing about it. We ain't connected with no other group to make us do nothing.
That's right.
Our prayer we answer to is Mr. Yahuwah. We want to make sure all of us get it.
That's right.
Back 37 years ago when Maya was y'all age, it was a lot harder then. She had to write all that down with crayon. See how time done changed? Dan, you remember when Maya first drove you to first grade and dropped you off? Yeah. They don't know Maya a lot older than what she look. Ain't it right, Maya? All right. What that mean when I remember Maya told me when she grew up with Sandy. I said, oh yeah, she was telling me I thought about it. Then I understood because Yahuwah said he came up with Yahushua came up with Yahuwah. Yeah. Maya said she grew up with a mama. That way y'all can understand. All right, we'll go back to what we had over here right quick. Okay, let's see this. Her Nabat, her Shireen. They put Shar, okay. Shireen. Within her are like wolves tearing the prey. What did we learn about wolves? Hands. How many of my grown people remember wolves? We ain't talking about no dancing with no wolves now. No, pour that food to him. Talking about Kevin Costner. I said, hand. All right, did y'all have, what, they grew here? Karen, you got the answer again? You gonna save it? He said, man, I got so many on me, I just hope. All right, so if y'all get it wrong now, they get a point? Or this a test run? This a test run for all. He said this a test run for all of y'all, all right? But we gave y'all a test run. All right, come on, what's the test run? So if you get the answer right, then there ain't no point. No, if it's a test run, nobody get no point. You got the answer, okay? Do you have the answer? So now, do you have the answer? That's a test run. If you got the answer, that means y'all get a point. If you ain't got the answer, that means they get a point. Which one is it? Test run. All right. These guys smart. They do a test run. Yeah, they think they're going to lose that thing. They got it. All right, who going to do it? Test run. All right, come on, Makai. What we got? Huh? He said they don't leave. Look at Dan and said, what did he say? I don't even know that. Let me tell you something. These folks mess around. They be paying attention. Y'all were taught in the book of Zephaniah. He told y'all that the wool, they are like evening wolves. They gnaw the bone. They don't leave nothing till the morning. So that's all right, man. These folks mess around. They be paying attention. Good job, y'all. Y'all do a great job. It's a good job. Now, Ian, what was you gonna say? That's what you gonna say. He called Zephaniah though. He did. He called Zephaniah though. That's all right. That's true. So listen, he said her Shireen within her are like wolves tearing the prey. So now he referencing to somebody that don't leave anything. Wolves are notorious for devouring everything at the time. They don't typically leave stuff. See, that's what he would let us know. Remember, he's talking about the Kohanim, which are the so-called priests, what they're called priests. That was significant enough because when Yahushua was on the tube, they told him to take him down. And they had to get him out of there because it was the Shamash was dropping, and they didn't need him there for the next day. They was representing being wolves, evening wolves. That's what was important when they took him down. Remember, he's talking about the Kohanim. Right. Let's see right quick. It's the 19th chapter of the book of Yehukanan. They call John 19:28. Man, y'all guys are sharp. Appreciate you, Chanel. I see what you're doing. Yeah, trying to make sure we get on it. I'm telling you something, man. That man been recalmed to us. Yes, sir. Y'all know how many people read that man's stuff ain't getting no understanding? No understanding. I'm telling you, man, we done it for you. You don't even know. In your mind, you'll think you actually getting something. You don't realize you really not. There's so many people that man just leads as victims versus putting people where they can be victorious. Yes, sir. And when you can read and understand and comprehend and maintain, that's a lot. Especially while they're young, Y'all get this in y'all minds while y'all young, and y'all learn how to combat the enemy, because Satan he on the destruction track, and he wants y'all guys. He wants y'all guys on drugs. He wants y'all guys in car wrecks. He wants y'all in gangs. He wants y'all homosexual. He wants y'all dead. He wants you in prison. But when y'all take this understanding and really let it settle in your minds and start to get in your law, and you walk and live by it, you can defeat that.
Yes, sir.
You don't have to become a victim.
That's right.
There'll be some of y'all leave here and come back. You'll be in a wheelchair.
That's right.
Sitting around, one of your eyes gone, all your teeth rotting out. You might make it back. And your experiences will come in to help somebody else to avoid going and doing what you do. Versus you could be somebody, you can keep all your limbs, arterial limb, and keep yourself right here, and you could be an example to somebody that say, I've been with this from a youth. When they go read Barnabas about Timothy, everybody say, and that from a child, thou had known the Kudash. We've been able to, let me see if they can answer the rest. There you go, let me see, who else know what the rest are? And that from a child thou had known the Kudash Kitabim, scripture, which are able, hand, nobody know, which are able. Let's do that. Yeah, you cheating my class. What you doing? You go into it. What you got? You got an answer for him? Which are able, and from a child thou hast known the Kudash Kitabim, scripture, which are able to make thee Tamim, which are able to make thee continue. He said Tamim. You said Tamim, that wasn't the right answer. Uh-oh, we got one. What you got? Make you wise. There you go. Look at Shane got him. Make him wise. Give him a point. That's a point right there now. That's right. So now we understand why we're reading it, because it's so we can get wisdom, okay? So we can be a wise GUI, a wise nation. So when people say, man, why you always reading that book? Why you always reading about it? Because I'm trying to be wise, okay? Being wise keeps us from doing certain things. And why a lot of people do certain things, because they're not wise, okay? He's talking about what not as others that judge themselves by themselves. He said, in so doing, they're not wise. He said, but we do being wise or using wisdom would be, we'll judge ourselves according to the rules. Yes, when he mandate what behavior a man's supposed to have. When I meet all of those mandates, that means I'm wise. That's how I judge myself. If I meet, these are all the protocols. These are all the directives he gives him. This is what a man's supposed to do. A man Elohim do this. Man Elohim do this. Man Elohim. When I meet all of that, then that shows my wisdom, because I'm being taught it by the scripture, the Qatar. So I go back and I examine. If I go say, well, I'm a man based off of Alex, that's not wise, because he's not the rule. Y'all got it? You don't want to ever judge yourself by another person. You want to judge yourself according to the book. When Yahushua come back here to judge us, what he going to use? He opened the book. When he talked about how the throne was set up, he said he opened the book. And everybody was moshpot out of what was written in the book. So it wouldn't make sense for me to say, well, I'm going to judge myself by Carrie. Well, I know I'm saying because Carrie do this and Carrie. He said, that's not even wise. Use the rule, use the book. That's how I'm going to know whether, that's how you know your people say, preacher, what you think about it? You think I'm right? Why you worry about what I'm thinking? You need to make sure what you line up with the book. The book going to mandate it.
That's right.
That's how he said, that's the rule.
Yes, sir.
That makes sense? Okay. Let's finish. All right. 1920, listen to him. And it came to pass afterward, when Yahushua knew that everything was already done, after he knew he had finished, so that the Qatar may be entirely fulfilled. He said, I am, all right, I'm going to see y'all hands. What did he want? Hands, 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 hands. He actually had a hand up first. Let me ask you a question. Is this going to be repeat the question? Because I'm going to have an answer down here. Y'all got confidence in the Robert? Oh, goodness. Robert said this. Robert shook his head like this bad. Now, you going to show Robert you got the right answer. If you ain't got the right answer, what the point going? Oh, you that confident then? I say. Y'all think he gonna get it right?
Oh, no.
You got it. You gonna show him? You ready to show him? You remember the question? What's the answer? Kudash. Just getting what now? Malachi said, just give him the point. All right, they got the point now. They got the point. Malachi said, man, just give him the point now. All right, they got the point. Y'all got the answer. Now, who gonna get it? Which one? Who gonna answer this? Well, you answer the loud. Let's see if he got it. Ian, you got the answer. Y'all got the point. You got the answer though. We just shooting out here to see. You want to go down and discuss the answer? All right, go down and discuss the answer. Y'all will get the next one. Then we'll show it to them, so we'll see. Y'all got it? Y'all got it? Danny, you think they got it? Good answer. All right, what is it, Ian? He said Kadash Ma'im. What you finna say? Who? Vinegar? No, we use that one. See if that's what's that? Tahalim 42 and 1. So he on y'all team. Tahalim, let's see. I must have got it. He must have got it from Austin. That example. No, that's that sage burner. I don't know about anybody. That's sage. Woo. Sometimes when I do that, I can taste it down. I can taste it down in my throat. Smoke. I mean, I can taste the smoke. We want to burn it though.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we want to burn it. Somebody hit me this morning. Home Depot hit me for calling me this morning. Want my card number. They said Hachikashi was down there buying some shovels and raking. Him and Ernie. I was like, what they doing at Home Depot? I know I ain't going. That's why I ain't gonna tell y'all why you to go. Cause y'all will go down. Before I get Corona, I tell you, these niggas they'll go everywhere I go. I ain't gonna tell you where I'm going. Yeah, that stuff out there, I definitely hate how young people got it. But Most High willing, he ain't feeling bad. Listen what he told her. This is 42 and 1. Okay, listen.
As the hart panteth after the Ma'im brook.
Hold on, you at 41, right?
Oh, I'm at verse 1.
No, yeah, they probably been at 1. Let's go to 1 right quick. All right, listen. As the deer, they call it a hart.
Panteth after the Ma'im brook.
See?
So panteth my nafash after thee, O Elohim.
See that? He said, just like the deer panic wants to desire the water or the or the brook or the stream, he said, that's what my soul do. It thirsted after Yahuwah. See, listen. Oh, hold on. 42. Listen what he said.
My nafash thirsteth for Elohim, for the Kai Elohim. When shall I come and appear before Elohim?
See that? You want to know when is he going to come there and appear before him? Because he's saying that's what I actually want. Let's see what he told her. Now, see, I taught y'all that. We go back over to what we had at 19 chapter. See, a lot of these folks, they don't know this. They'll read, they don't know what they're talking about. Listen.
My tears have been my meat.
I'm sorry. We'll come back on here, leave 1928.
sorry.
No, you fine. 1928. Chris?
Yes, sir.
All right, listen.
After this, Yahushua, knowing that all things were now accomplished,
Already
that
done.
the Katab might be fulfilled, said,
Entirely fulfilled. Listen, he's worried about the Katab, the writings being entirely fulfilled. And this is one part that hadn't been fulfilled yet, which was hand. Well, he got it now. Wow. What was it? What you gonna say? Well, ain't no points on what listen. And it came to pass afterward when Yahushua knew that everything was already done so that the Katab may be entirely fulfilled, the writing. He said, I am thirsty. Let's see what it tells us after this. 29.
Now there was set a vessel full of vinegar, and they filled a sponge with vinegar, and put it upon hyssop, and put it to his paw.
See what they did? They heard him. He said he was thirsty, so it made sense for them to take a sponge, dip it inside of the wine, sour wine, put it on hyssop, put it on top of there, and put it up to his mouth and touch his mouth with it so he could suck it from the sponge. Because he said he was thirsty. But now, what did he want? Who? Said just a little bit lower so I really can't hear it. He wanted Yahuwah. He desired to be with Yahuwah. He wanted Yahuwah to come. He said, just like a deer panting for the brooks, the main. He said, that's how my soul is. It desired Yahuwah. So when they gave him vinegar, that's not what he literally wanted. He wanted Yahuwah to replenish him. Okay? So that's why we came back and wanted to look at it, because it's important. The reason why he did it, because he was making sure he fulfilled what the Kitab said. That's our job. There's some things that's written to us.
Yeah.
Yahuwah told him it was written to him to do his will. And you don't believe what he said he did. He said he took away the first. That's why he took Adam down. Because remember, Adam didn't do his will. He said, it's written to me to do your will. He said, that's why you took away the first and you established the second. When he showed them that bell, he said, look at this house. He said, who is here that's seen the first one? The latter one is going to be greater than the first one. Guess why? Because he's going to do all my will.
Right.
That's what made us Kudash. Along forever. Because of the fact he came to do his will. So now which one more important? One or two? Because he took away the first. So he might establish the second one. That's what made us Kudash. Okay? We'll come back over right quick. Let's finish up your cause and let y'all go. I know y'all tired. I stay tired. So I don't get tired. I've been tired. But I hard what I do. Isn't that right? Making sure we get understanding. We'll try to finish this up. This is 22 and 27 of the book of Yakazakal. All right? Read.
Her serene in the midst thereof are like wolves, ravening the prey, to shed dam and to destroy Nephash, to get dishonest gain.
See that? Get unjust gain.
And her Nabaim have tuak them with untempered to fail, seeing vanity.
See that? They daubed them. I think that's an untempered mortar.
Yes, sir.
So they daubed them. So when they look, it wasn't properly made. If you set like those bricks on the wall, those similar blocks, you want to mix your concrete where it's solid enough that when it goes and it burns, it holds the wall together, that it don't get pushed over. That's what they talked about with Nakum Yah. They told them if they built the wall, if a fox ran up it, it'd even tear down their wall. Because they looked at they're not building it right. It's not built to withstand the stay. So he looked at when these folks set these people up, they didn't give you nothing that was actually going to sustain you and keep you. So they actually daubed them with untempered mortar. It's not properly mixed, so it can be solid enough to hold so it don't break and fall over, okay? That's what he looked at. That's what when you give people Jesus Christ, Holy Ghost, Sunday morning, praising God, untempered mortar. It's not designed to actually stay at work. And that's what he looked at with these people. Yahuwah let them know, he said, what y'all gave these folk? That's not designed to keep them people and keep them standing, okay? Because they said empty visions, kazum, and they divine in kazal. All they doing is saying, hold on. The Lord just came and told me you're going to have millions of dollars and be rich and plenty of women, cars and houses. They divining lies.
That's right.
Kazal. Okay? Saying, thus said my Adon, the master Yahuwah, when Yahuwah had not even spoken.
That's right.
Come on. 29, Chris.
Yes, sir.
Listen.
The arm of the Arats have used oppression and exercised robbery, and have vexed the poor and needy.
They have wronged the poor and the needy.
Yea, they have oppressed the stranger wrongfully.
Without justice. Made no sense to do it. Come on.
And I sought for an ish among them that should make up the hedge, and stand in the gap before me for the Arats, that I should not destroy it, but I found none.
That's what Yahuwah was looking for. Just like we were looking for Zara, the one with the scarlet red on, he said, I was looking for a man. So the whole time he was looking for Yahushua to come, just like they were waiting on Zara to come. He said, I will wait on him to come.
Right.
That's why he said, lo, I come in the volume of the book. That's why it was important when he got up there to tell us that when he was moot, that he was making sure that all of it was fulfilled entirely. Because it was told about him that he was going to come in the volume. The volume is the fullness of it. Just like that bottle, when it's completely up to him, that's the volume. That means the complete bottle is full. And that's what he was waiting on. He was making sure he filled up everything that the Kitab said.
That's right.
Okay? So when they told us he came in the volume of the book, he came in the fullness of it. That's why it was important when he was doing things to recognize that everything he was doing was lining up with writings. Everything he was doing was lining up with the writings. So when he got there, realized he was full, that's it. Even his delivery comes. He said, when the fullness of that's right. Well, that's when a woman, if she have a baby before that time, you know they call it premature and early. Yahushua won early. He came in time. Now, the book told us in the 4th chapter of the book of Galatians that when the fullness of time was gone, Elohim sent forth his men, which means we already know it's 10 months. That's practically how long it takes for a woman to have a baby. Completion, 10 months. 10 yards. So that's what we were looking at, fullness of time. Okay? And he told you he sent forth a man made of a woman. He didn't been born in 2 months. We didn't know, no, that don't. Even he would have came and said, oh, he worked every other thing. That's not fullness of time. Right. So I can't even accept it. Right. Y'all got it? Yes, when Yahushua told us in the 5th chapter of the book of Matthew, he said, think not that I've come to destroy the Torah. Or the Navi. He said, I didn't come to destroy, I came to do what? That's when he told you to Shamma'im and your rocks. Listen, not the smallest stroke, not the smallest writing shall in any wide path from the Torah. He said to everything be. When he come back and destroy their place, he can't do it to every stroke. Yeah, that's right. The smallest stroke. Yeah. They use tittle and stuff like that. Those are Greek terminologies. Right. You know, iota, all that they smallest letter, I think they got the iota. For us, it's the yard. Yeah. The yard is the smallest aleph we have. Let me see the yard. Let's see the chart. Especially when they say they came back speaking Greek under Roman rule, which the Romans, the Latins do use a lot of Greek discipline. They still the same God. All the gods the Latins have, they stole them from the Greek. And the Greeks stole stuff from us and changed the names of it. We had Shamshun, them bastards gave you Hercules. He was the strongest man they had. Isn't that right? Still couldn't do with Shamshun. Everything we got, they stole from us. Zeus, he ain't nothing but a knockoff, supposed to be Elohim. Isn't that right? Everything they got, they stole them. Right. They tell about Zeus having all these sons, all these children. All you doing is Yahuwah. Yep. They told you there was a union and where all the Benim and Elohim came to present themselves before him. Right. So that's stuff these folks do, but he chose one that was above all of them. Yep. That's right. So all this stuff these folks got, all these folks do is steal stuff from us. What, Hermes, Hercules, two knockoff. And Herman. That's my cousin at him. He wasn't nobody either. All right, come on. This the yard. You see this? That's the smallest one we got. Okay? He said, none of this shall in any wide path from the Torah to everything be fulfilled. Okay? All that had to, everything he came to measure up to do had to be completed before he can come and destroy that place. Just like when it came down to him moving, and how we understand that, the same way we understand when Luke was in the city of Sodom and Gomorrah. He said, we can't destroy it until you get out of it. That was the fulfillment of destroying that city. We had to get the Sadiq out. Once we get you out, we can destroy it. And they said the same you, when he came out of Sodom and Gomorrah, it rained down fire and brimstone. That's right. They let them know, we can't destroy it till you get out. Yahuwah can't destroy this until everything be fulfilled. Yes, sir. So you see how we took what was written, and guess what it was used for? Our limit. They was not going to destroy it. Listen, as long as he stayed there, Sodom and Gomorrah going to keep existing. And you know what they did? They pressed on him. They put their head, they listened, and heard him out. Right. Y'all hear that? Because Yahuwah, I got a short work. I got to hurry him get this done. We can't sit right here going, yeah, I'm supposed to be waiting. I got some people looking at buying my house, and they financing fell through. And they put hands on that joke. You got to roll. We're getting you out of here now. You got to come out now. We finna destroy it. As soon as he stepped out, fire and brimstone. Ain't that right? They let that man, the book said, why he lingered? He sitting around there, yeah. Nigga packing all slow. Man, come on here, man. You got to roll. We got to go. We finna destroy that place. So you understand that. It ain't just about no sis. It's about him coming around destroying people that did wrong work, and they knew. Y'all hear me? And then for us to realize, listen, he got a separator. He let them know, I got to get Kudash out of here. Yes, I'm going to destroy the profane. The violators of, okay? So that's what we look at. It's the yard. We don't know about no till all this stuff these folk got, okay? So now I'll get ready and let y'all go. But that's the thing we were looking at, that Yahuwah was seeking for a man. They said the wall up the wall. Really, he was looking for somebody to stand in the gap. Yeah. The wall of the wall makes sense for who? I need a hand. Who? Hand. How many grown people know? Rudy. Rudy probably that. Rudy said. Rudy, what is that? I'm not really sure. Which one you doing, Rudy? Rudy said, no, I was doing this. That's what I was showing. You got the answer, Rudy? Hold on, I'm just answering. We're going to get it from Rudy. This is going to count on y'all points or their point. Y'all hear that? Rudy finna answer for y'all. Y'all heard me? Rudy finna answer for y'all, all right? Y'all want Rudy to answer y'all? No. Y'all don't think Rudy might have an answer. But said, ain't hardly like him. He can't be white and Rudy. You can save him, you can put him out. We'll do that. We'll let him answer, and we'll just do a coin toss to see who it goes to. How about that? All right, let's see. We won't put this on nobody. We'll let him answer. See, now if he get it, there's going to be a point that's out there. Now, who want that point to go to? Who wanted to go toward them? Y'all want the point? That means y'all got to take the loss too now. Huh? So y'all going to give Rudy to them. All right, let's go. Let's see. Let Rudy answer. All right, what's the answer, Rudy?
What I was going to say, separate the Kadesh.
Separate the Kadesh from the Kadesh. Boy, y'all finna be effed up. Y'all better think. All y'all better people. Boy, y'all finna be messed up. I don't know what he's talking about. He was looking for a man to wall up the wall. I told you, when he did like that, he said, when a man raised his hand like this, like a lion paw, I said, yeah, that. He ain't really sure. That man said, Kadesh? I don't even know what Kadesh is. Kudash. No, but what it was, remember, this is what he was looking for. Here he said, I saw among them an east to wall up the wall, somebody who could put the wall back up, okay? So that one, remember, that's what Nakum Yah did. Y'all see why it makes sense? So when Nakum Yah came, remember, it was in his law to do it. Y'all ain't gonna believe it. If you pay attention, he was also a man of sorrow. Y'all didn't get it. Nakum Yah was a man of sorrow. When he told you, he said, I was a Malak cupbearer. He said, I never came in before the Malak like that. But he came, he saw it, he said, what is this? He said, that's nothing but sorrow, Lord. And the book told him he was a man acquainted with sorrow. He told him a lot to live. He said, live. He told him to carry you along. He was like, why shouldn't I be? He said, the place of my offering lie waste. So when they saw him, he became an ish of sorrow. And that's when the man gave him the writings. You know what he needed in order for him to go and put it back? There had to be a writing subscribed that he could put the wall back. Yahuwah couldn't come unless it was written. That's why he told her, it's written to me. Because he had to pass through other territory. Every time he come, let me borrow you, come through the territory. He just passed through the territory. You finna go put it, well, where your paperwork at? Can't go. So when Yahushua came to be able to do stuff, that's why things would do. That's why the book said it was not possible for it to prevent him. To prevent him is that's what I did. Let me see for a second. Again, he trying to pay. He coming through the build a wall. Where your paperwork? Guess what? I just prevented him. Get your paperwork. Now, he in the grave, okay? Now, he want to get up. I'm not going to let him get up, okay? Where your paperwork to get up? Oh, yeah, you go ahead and get up. I can't. That's why the book said it was not possible. Death couldn't hold it. It couldn't prevent him. It was not possible. He had paperwork saying he had to get up the third yom. How am I going to stop that?
Can't stop.
See, what hurt us, you doing stuff, you have no paperwork.
Come on. That's right.
Even here in this society, there are paperwork.
That's right.
Man, pull you over. Let me get your driver's license insurance. See, the spirit, you finna go to jail. You finna go to jail and your car finna get impounded. You said a whole bunch of nice little spiritual words. You finna go to jail because you don't have the proper paperwork to do what you're doing. Yahushua going, that man just can't walk around healing nobody. Where your paperwork?
Come on.
That's why they were questioning about stuff. Everything he was doing, they could question him about the Torah. Listen, it's 6 Yamim, a man ought to be healed. Not on no Shabbat. So he was able to rest out to show them on Shabbat, you guys go and y'all pull an ox out of the ditch that can't get itself out. These people can't be healed. We can't stop that. They're like, we can't do it because your paperwork. This is what hurt church people. They doing a whole lot of talking, a whole lot of running, a whole lot of singing. Where's your paperwork? But everything I do ain't in no book. My God bigger, and that's what your problem is. Mine is reduced to his word, which actually magnify him because he can't go past it. So he give me the same creed. Don't go past what I said. Problem is, they got doing everything, ain't doing nothing, and they been doing a whole bunch of stuff, ain't adding up to nothing. So everything we do, it's got to be paperwork. We asking him for remedy. You got to be able to show cause. I go to court. I'm going to sue him. What? I just want to sue him. Get the junk out of my courthouse. Because the spirit doesn't move. You stupid. You come to a court because you want a remedy. What did he do? So I got to bring the cause. That's how I get the remedy. You look at me, Yahuwah. Come and avenge me, Yahuwah. What's the cause? Because I just want revenge. That's not no, I can't give you no remedy to that. I can't give you no remedy to that. I told you I'll be an enemy to who? Your enemy. But what's the concession? Exactly. You said you'll be an enemy to my enemy. You my enemy. Yep. You see what I'm saying? Your paperwork gotta line up. Okay? When it came to Yahushua, that's why he could do it. He said, I've done everything. Even his Palau in the 17th chapter, the work you gave me, I have completed. It made no sense to add that man for something. You hadn't done it. You sat down, took 2 forks of your food, can I get dessert? Do that make sense? No. You just took 2 fork bites, and you finna get dessert. That make sense? Why? Why it don't make sense? You gotta eat. Guess what he looked at? Eat the whole roll. When we do everything he told us to do, guess what? Now I'll do what you ask. That's right. I'll do what you ask, but you gotta eat the whole roll. That's just like for y'all understanding. Eat all your dinner. Don't get on my nerve. You get your dessert. That makes sense? Y'all understand that? Yes, sir. Appreciate it. That's 2.